Hold to the show, man. Still till it's all with the show, and till then his Harpoon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm a lie about a boat, and no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what? What is a star? Like under the city, the driver's like Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for friends. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody! You know, I just want to tell everybody out there, a specific bunch of varmints who had the audacity.
Let's kill the vermin.
You had the audacity to doubt Sergei Bobrovsky. Woo! I hope you're ashamed of yourself. And I bid you good day. Because we're sitting here with the only goalie with multiple postseason shutouts. And you guys can kiss my ass.
Wait,
because
you got to say it. I said good day.
I said good day.
Yeah.
Because he comes up with that monster OT save.
Woo!
Which, whoo, I mean, it was something.
I was like, oh no.
And then Brad Marchand. What world are we living in? Wow. Wins it in overtime. Season on the line. And we're watching pucks bounce off defensemen left and right in this game. Nobody scored their own goal. We're all own going it this entire game. But you think the Panthers have it, and nope. Guess what? Sudden death to save your season right now. Because you don't, I mean, like, maybe you could come back from 0-3, but it's not great. And you end up winning that game in overtime. What a time. I mean, we were at the, were you still there or did you leave?
Yeah, I wanted to listen. So I texted wife, said, on my way, it was the Panthers were up 4-3.
Yeah.
On my way. This is about done. Then they scored. So now I'm waiting. And that's it. Game's in overtime. Be a minute. Right? So
Where
for
were
me,
you?
Where
were you? Inside?
Outside.
I didn't see you. I was like, where was it? I didn't see you. I was gathered around the television. I was above Mark Hochman and his leather throne. We were holding hands. But anyway, we get the win. Everybody's celebrating. We're high-fiving. Marchand gets the win for the Cats. But then yesterday happens, and let me tell you something. An old friend stopped by, and that's called Panthers hockey.
Oh,
Panthers hockey showed up yesterday, dude.
That's what that team looks like when they're playing at their best.
Yep.
Right? For some reason, I don't see other teams do this. They are fine with just putting a skate on the puck up against the wall, up against the boards.
Oh, hey, Nico Mikula, good luck. That is, it's exactly what I talked about. He's a polar bear on skates. Good luck.
Did you see at the end of the second period, dude went and shoved him and picked on him? I was like, what are we doing here?
Death wish.
And then, Kachuk.
Oh, well.
Even from the bench, he's looking around the wall.
This is really where I got to get at Canada, right? Because you guys sat here for 48 hours wanting Sam Bennett taken away in handcuffs. Okay.
We're gonna see what's gonna happen here.
You guys acted like he was a criminal. Now I want to just be clear here. Whatever you think about Sam Bennett and his reputation, other than being an amazing goal scorer, because wow, did you see that move on the 2-0? You had that call?
I do.
Wait, give me that call from Rose. Give me that. Hey, Wall. They said it right last night. Where if it wasn't for Wall, that game would have been 7-0. He was amazing yesterday. But finally, Sam Bennett catches him with the old hezzy. Whoa!
That's the Euro step on skates.
And then he'll bring it off to the near boards. A pass straight on, off Tavares, off Ekblad. Then the puck goes down to our left. Sam Bennett there into the far circle. Bennett walks in front, makes a move, and he scores! Sam Bennett gives the Panthers a 2-0 lead with 7:50 to play here in the third. Playoff Sam doubles the Panthers lead.
Yeah.
Wow. Playoff Sam.
So you guys wanted him taken away in handcuffs. Remind you, a grazing shot against his friend Mind you, while they're trying to score in a game that's still in hand, power play. Okay, you thought that he pulled a dirty move. He tried to take out your goalie, which, by the way, Wool has been amazing for you guys, so whatever. But your Max Domi,
Oh my
that
goodness.
dirty rat scoundrel, he, in a game that was over, because it was over, like a fiend, puts a dirty hit on our sweet prince, the gentleman of hockey, Sergei Barkov. And I got to hear you whining Leafs fans and Canadian media be like, that's actually a good strategy. And this is the second time I've heard this bull bleep about the Panthers captain getting hit. And I've been told by national and international entities that that's good strategy. But when the Cats do it, when the Cats have the audacity or the audacity, get a little physical, people want people thrown in jail. But when it's done to one of the great members of the National Hockey League, a gentleman, the lady, what is it, the Lady Bing? I think it's the Lady Bing winner, a sportsman. I've heard now you jackasses get on microphones with games that were over and say, that's great strategy to take out one of the best players in the league. But when the Panthers did it in a game that was at hand, when they're trying to score, handcuffs. That's what you want. So you may say we have a persecution complex. You may. However, what am I to do with that, Leroy? Do tell. When the folks at Sportsnet are up there, and being like, I like it. That's what the Cats do? What the Cats do? Oh, okay.
That's not what the Cats do. There's a difference, and let's be clear about sports, okay? There's this difference between being physical and being dirty. And you let physical players hide behind dirt. And that's not fair to the game, okay? Again, there's a difference in being physical and being dirty. Physical is I'm in your face. Physical is I'm coming at you with some evil intentions. Dirty is I hit you when you ain't looking. Okay.
Well, we might want to get used to not having Aaron Ekblad again for the next game because he's definitely getting suspended this game.
What? He was just defending his boy.
No. He's not getting suspended. I'm saying the next game.
Okay.
Trust me when I tell you, because you touched his best friend again. I'm telling you, Domi, you better have your head on a swivel for number 5 because he's a good boy and you don't mess with his best friend.
Hey,
because
you think he's a... Go ahead.
Hegel a week later was still looking at Tweety Birds, being like, I didn't do anything. So, and by the way, he was a good boy. He was going for his chest. So I'm just saying, anybody who's wearing blue, okay, because you guys acted like a bunch of babies for an accident, for your goalie taking a slap shot off the dome and acting like he was taken out. One of their former champion teammates. One of them is taking care of his cat. Not a Panther. His literal house cat. Okay? You guys wanted an international interference run, and you were going to revoke Sam Bennett's citizenship. You harassed his Puppy Humane Society Instagram page. You wackadoodles. Oh. Which is not a puppy you can save. That's not a true. That's not a species.
All right.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, Domi, head on a swivel, dude, and no apologies for it, because you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow.
Hey,
and this is what has gone on now. This is what happened to the Lightning. They tried that same bull bleep, and they called it good strategy. And then on Sportsnet last night, you love what they did to Aleksander Barkov. Well, I hope you loved it enough to know what the repercussions are going to be, because Kachuk was already telling you, count your mother bleeping days, dude.
So we had a thing where in games where it would get physical. And I've had an offensive lineman come into the huddle. He say, we up by 10. Can I take a 15?
I like that.
Hey, I'm telling you what, it gets that way. But here's the problem. The problem is, don't cry about the ramifications. Don't cry. Don't cry. Bring that same energy. And I mean bring that same energy. Because here's what every team in the league has learned about the Panthers. You come into a series saying, we got to match their intensity. We got to be physical. We got to get, you got to be something you're not. For the Panthers, that's Tuesday. So if that's the way you're going to play, the Panthers have already won because you are outside of your element.
I'm just sick of the double standard that just runs for it. It's like you treat the Panthers like thugs, but you treat the Blue Leafs like, oh, that's good hockey. That's good hockey. That's sound hockey. Which one is it? Is it sound hockey or is it thuggery? Tell me.
I don't know. Let's ask Lord Stanley because whatever you call it, they got the trophy right now or the cup. So.
But you're right, dude. When Mikkola gets that puck up and he's just like killing it for 30 seconds.
He's got his skate on it and he's hovering over the boards and he's like a moose. They can't move him.
I love to mic him up because this is what you would hear if you heard it. Mikkola mic'd up. Like, oh man, somebody feed him a fish. Pull over it, skates. Just like got
it. It was incredible. I got to tell you. Dude, as long as I've been around sports, played in games, watched basketball, watched football games at the end, there is nothing more intense than when the goalie gets pulled and you're down by one.
Oh, dude. And
it is, I don't know why. I don't care what two teams I watch. When I see the goalie skate off the ice, I get nervous. I'm like,
it's with 3 minutes left too.
They had to do it. They had to do it with a lot of time because now, do you go to penalty kill or do you just play your regular lines?
Just couldn't make it to the end. There goes. There goes a question. There goes. It's okay. I'll find out more and the answer to Leroy's question when we come back.
WQF.
Wow.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here, 560 WQAM.
Hey, kudos to the Twitch fam. They're giving me creative ways to get an answer. And nobody had a problem with my question.
It was a dud question.
It was not.
It was a dud question. Let's get to the
Really?
road. It's a dud question. Road to the repeat. I'm not going to, I mean, how many times do I have to say it? It's a dud question. Road to repeat brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
Your Florida Panthers. What we got?
a little Galaxy vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
I cracked me open a playa this morning.
The Panthers, they win yesterday. Shutout. Let's hear a little bit from Paul Maurice on Sergei Bobrovsky as Bob gets his second shutout of the postseason. And this is what he had to say about that.
We just totally take him for granted, which is what happens to all elite goaltenders. I mean, I can speak for myself. If he has a game that you don't think it's Sergei Bobrovsky-like, I spend no time wondering if the next one's going to be like that. And if he had two, he's his own little leadership committee there. He just goes in and gives us so many consistent looks that look like tonight. I don't spend any time thinking about goaltending, thank God. I'll just screw it up.
Yeah. Focus. No doubt. No doubt that he was going to get it done. Let's hear a little bit from our guy, Sergei Bobrovsky, who says that the Cats, they got back to their brand of hockey.
The series has been high scoring, high shots. Tonight was a game where it looked like you guys got back to playing your brand of hockey. How does that make you feel back in the crease knowing that your team's getting back to doing what they do best?
Yeah, the guys were outstanding. They work hard all series, It's just, tonight was the game where everything comes together. Guys work hard, block shots, good bounces our way. So, but again, it's a series, so we enjoy tonight. It's a good win for us, and we get ready for this.
Yeah. Focus. See him get the puck afterwards. Classic Bobby. You just
he earned. Yeah, let me tell you.
Puts his second puck on the board for the postseason, and he gave a rousing speech to everybody in the locker room.
I gotta go with Bobby.
Man, he's tiny.
Boys, that was fun. Let's reset, refocus, and do it again.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey, he looked tiny, didn't he? Yes. Like the pads look so big. Like, hey, Bob, get some pads that fit you.
Oh, you're saying that?
I knew that was coming.
I think there's a 4-sentence speech that I think I've memorized from him. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's refocus, let's reset, and let's do it again.
Yep. Classic Bobby.
That's good.
Classic Bobby. If he went to some eloquent, speech, you'd be like, what the hell is going on with him? Too much. We just expect reset, refocus. That's classic Bob. That's what he does. And that's why I love him. He's the best. Great battle yesterday. I mean, Wall was amazing.
My goodness. I'm
what
like,
he was able to do. These.
How in the hell is he stopping all of these?
Yeah, he was very impressive. I mean, it was and what did the Cats have? Like, what do they have? 4 power plays in the first period?
Yep.
Crazy. I mean, for them to come away most of that game 1-0 until that incredible Bennett goal, he was great. But it's not nothing. It's not no goals. 2 goals, good. But
I'm sensing
no goals.
I'm sensing a trend here with these officials. Because the exact same thing happened to the Panthers in Toronto. Right? They went on, they were playing shorthanded for 4 times in the first period.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
we'll
can't wait
see.
I can't wait for Wednesday. I cannot wait. I'm geeked up for it. Here's one more from Bobby. He was asked about the chants from the fans.
When you hear the crowd going Bobby, I know you're probably tuning out pretty much everything, but Paul talked about the extra feeling when you're at home. You hear that, you sense that.
Yeah, I always appreciate the fans' support. You know, they are the best. So they always give me a boost of energy and support us. And they are a sixth player on the ice, so it's fun to play hockey.
Fun to play hockey. Sixth player on the ice. We brought it, Cats fans. Great atmosphere.
Yep. Man.
But God, I love him. He's the best.
This the only sport where
most interesting man in sports?
if you think about all the sports, is this the most intense? Because anybody can beat anybody at this point.
It's just the swings, man. It's
great, right?
Like it's just like you just never feel quite safe about anything. But you know, because the Cats did have that game. It was probably one of the more comfortable 1-0 leads you've ever had in sports. But
because it should have been 5.
But you still could have a bad bounce go your way or some breakaway happen like it did. And, you know, and it could just completely change your emotions of everything. You know, for the most part in basketball, I guess it can happen in baseball if like an inning goes haywire and you get a
but that's a whole inning. Hockey goes from 0 to 0 quicker than any other sport.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't, Marlins meaningful playoff baseball has been a while. I don't count those 3-game series. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it just the intensity is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, I know you. And I know you're probably holding this back because we're talking Panthers and what has happened. These last 2 games has been unbelievable.
Yes.
I was watching TV this morning.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I just said I don't want to take the moment because I don't feel, I'm not into it like you are with this.
What do you mean?
You know what the hell I mean.
What do you mean? What do you refer to? It could be a lot of things. What
Giannis Antetokounmpo is open to being traded out of Milwaukee.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Leroy. I did happen to see that report from Sam Bennett today.
And then, Wendy killed it.
What did he say?
He was just talking about what all the other teams have to be able to trade. Houston, ton of stuff. Brooklyn, ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? The Heat, meh.
It's not none stuff, though. The Heat have picks.
Not none.
They have picks. They have an all-star player that could potentially swing for him.
Whoa.
They could.
Okay.
They could go a ton of young guys. So I don't think it's not like the Heat have a bare cupboard. And look, I don't know what's going to happen. What I would say is look, most of the time we see a guy get to go where he wants to go. Giannis, the first inkling we've gotten is wants to go to a big city.
What about they talk about San Antonio has a boatload of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a big city. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to love going from Milwaukee to San Antonio. I'm sure he's going to love that. I'm sure Giannis's agents are going to sign because the real report, the meat and potatoes of it is because I want us to be grown-ups. I know we're all scarred by the Damian Lillard thing.
Oh my goodness!
And the Heat and Aaron Goodwin, they screwed that up. But I'm going to tell you guys, this is what I came away with. All right, and I was already told today on Twitter, which people got to grow up. I was told today on Twitter, Tobin, stop getting people's hopes up. And I'm going to tell you guys something right now. I'm 38 years old. Nobody has ever gotten my hopes up. I get my hopes up. If you guys want to follow suit, You're all grown-ups.
You can't help it. You're throwing it in our face consistently.
You're all grown-ups. If
Oh, my goodness.
That's on you.
That's not true.
That's like Eve telling Adam.
That's on you.
That's like Eve telling Adam, you didn't have to take the apple.
It's not on me. If you get your hopes up over Giannis and you don't want to be, then don't get your hopes up. I don't be surprised. Have no feelings in life. If you want to if you just want to be the way you are, fine. The Damian Lillard thing, I got that way on my own. When it was any other way, I get that way on my own. If you guys followed suit because you like how I act, guess what? Deep down, you wanted to get your hopes up.
Right.
That's not on me.
You're telling me Drew Starr gets his hopes up sometimes?
He does get my hopes up sometimes.
So you're saying no
And
one gets
Antonio
but that's on me. It's not really Drew Starr. I got my hopes up from reading Drew Starr. I'm a
There
grown-up.
was a reporter recently that we have to give credit for, had a ridiculous name and a funny emoji. I forgot his name already.
I don't remember.
He got you excited, though, and he was correct.
What did he get me excited about? I don't recall. I don't remember.
Someone in the chat will help me out. Dade South knows all.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I'm
Okay.
saying is
All right.
stop getting mad at me about, oh, Tobin, you're a hope mongerer. Oh, Tobin,
Okay.
you get all of our hopes up and you crush our dreams. Hey, if you don't want to come along for the ride, no one's making you.
It's not a ride. It's a crappy ride.
No, it's not for me. If you don't want to
you
hear-
spend millions in advertising for a movie, and it's like 28 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, okay, listen. If
Hey,
you guys,
Smeaton said it perfectly. Stop it, Tobin. The Heat trying to get Giannis would be like shopping for a Lamborghini with a Pringles can.
I don't think it's true.
Really?
The Heat can get up to what? They have 3 first-round picks. I think they could get it up to 4 if they lift protections on the Charlotte pick.
Yeah, but some people have. Here's the deal.
Mhm.
One of the teams has 2 lottery picks.
Who? San
4 and
Antonio?
9. Not San Antonio. Is it? I don't know. Who it is.
OKC?
I remember. Huh?
OKC?
No, not OKC. It might be
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Dude, he's not going to Brooklyn. Grow up.
And De'Aaron Fox is in San Antonio too.
Yeah.
So you got De'Aaron
that's
Fox, the last 2 rookies of the year.
Okay, first of all, Stephon Castle won Rookie of the Year by default. Okay, the only reason he got that is because Khalil Ware was in Spo's doghouse. So congratulations, Stephon Castle, for winning like the most boring Rookie of the Year of all time. He's not Victor Wembanyama. Second of all, I hate to tell you guys this. He's not going to San Antonio. I mean, like, I need you guys to grow up a little bit. It's already
Dame
been
wasn't going to Milwaukee either.
You're right, and that's the one rarity, Leroy. And guess what?
Wait a
And guess
minute.
what?
The
It
one
didn't work
rarity.
out for them.
Hold on. -1.
What?
Because I've been telling you that about basketball, about an 8 seed beating a 1 seed, and you just blow right by that. So don't then all of a sudden take a different situation and say it happened one
What
time.
did I blow by? It is a rarity that an 8 seed beats a 1 seed. I would
Right,
never
so
deny that was.
You make
that was a
assumptions
rarity.
that it can happen again.
With
Not
the same
likely.
roster of guys. Yeah, sorry, I whiffed on one. Guess what? You were loud wrong. I was loud wrong. Tit for tat. We're even, Steven, dude. Okay, but you want to know what you? And guess what? You want to know where De'Aaron Fox wanted to go? He wanted to go to San Antonio because he's from there. Heavens to Betsy. Amazing. Most of the time, guys.
That's
get to
not
go where
what
they
you
wanna
were
go.
saying. That's not what you were saying when they were looking for. Oh, you know who he's friends with.
I did say I know where he's friends with, but it made sense. I understood. Like he's a Texas guy.
Dude,
Wants to
you
be
didn't
Texas.
act like that.
I understood it. I understood it. I got it. Plus, De'Aaron Fox went for peanuts. He didn't really go for that much.
And he still couldn't get him.
But they didn't want him. He didn't want to go there. What are you going to do? The Heat are going to go trade for a disgruntled guy in the middle of this season when they already had Jimmy Butler?
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Grow up. Hey, look. Bam's agent is Giannis's agent. His agent's meeting with the Bucks. They're going to know. We'll know if the Heat are in it or not.
And by the way, De'Aaron Fox is from New Orleans.
I don't think he is. He's from Texas.
Did he go to school in Texas?
He went to Kentucky. What's going to happen when you're loud wrong?
Well, can't wait. Clip that.
Born 1997, New Orleans.
Where was he raised?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
He claims Texas. He doesn't claim New Orleans.
Okay. But I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. No.
Katy, Texas. But
I wasn't wrong.
That
I
was
didn't
the question.
say he grew up. I said
I'll
he
give you
was born in
that
New
was-
Orleans.
You said he's
Question.
from.
Ooh, from. Ooh.
It's a foul tip.
His wife has ties to Texas.
They both do. They're both from Texas.
That's a foul tip. It's a foul tip.
It's a foul tip. You got away with one.
He was
Still alive. He's still alive.
How come he didn't force his way to the Pelicans?
who? Everybody trying to force their way out of New Orleans.
Take a break. But listen, I'm not getting anybody's hopes up. I'm just telling you, you guys feel how you want to feel. If you guys want to follow me, fine. I will say, though, Friday was interesting when Pat
So does
Riley
that mean you're from New York?
No, because I was born there. I'm not from there.
Okay.
That's you exactly went into my point.
You scoundrel.
Congratulations, though.
I hate you.
Ashamed of where I'm born.
I was born in Orlando. I just remembered.
Were you really?
That sucks.
Right before that tornado, that hurricane.
Morning.
Oh my God, it was so scary. It took me longer to get to Orlando, or it took me longer to get to work today than it did to get to Orlando to call these fights this weekend. I got there in like 2 hours up the turnpike, clean. Getting to work today, about 2 hours.
I got to tell you, when I got up this morning and saw it was pouring, I'm like, I don't care what day of the week is. I ain't going.
Yeah, it's fair. It was pouring bad. We did it, though. We did it.
Dolphin Kane says, I thought Tobin was born in a horse farm. I was.
This guy
In
has
a
so many
manger.
backstories.
In a
It's
manger.
He got it back. Dude,
a joker. Every time
I
I
watched-
ask witches.
I got caught in a rabbit hole.
Mhm.
And I watched the story of the Judds. You know, the mom and the daughter.
Like when Ashley Judd, the actress?
No, Ashley's a daughter, one daughter. Wyona's the other daughter, and Naomi's the mom. Man,
no one knows the Judds, dude. You said it like
She's a massive Kentucky Wildcats fan. I know that. Ashley.
yes. No, they're from Kentucky, so they are like one of the biggest duos in country history. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ashley
yeah.
Judd, who you're thinking of it.
That's the actress. Yeah, but her sister and her mom were a singing group.
Oh, so they're all related.
Mm-hmm.
What about Paul Rudd?
-1.
That's fair.
Anyway, Friday, Pat Riley at his press conference. I'll tell you why I think he's up to something. That's next.
Oh,
WQAM invite.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I felt like it was better like on Friday.
It feels like it starts very strong, but it peters out. Like
when he talks, when he talks, so he does the hand thing.
Like, no, okay, too much. Am I doing too much? It's at one point it sounded good.
Oh my God. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, we got country artist Lee Brice is coming to War Memorial Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale in September. And we got your chance to win some tickets. Just keep on listening to our show. We'll give away those tickets to Lee Brice. This is a Live Nation show. Lee Brice.
I was going to ask your opinion.
I've heard some of his stuff.
All right. For the show's sake, he's great. You're going to want these tickets.
I know rumor. There's a rumor going around.
Okay. You know what? We'll come back with some Lee Brice today. Where's a rumor going around? It's like Godfather. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Lee Brice sounds like a closer.
I'm hard to love her. I made him Bruce Springsteen. I've heard some of his stuff. He's good. He's good, that Lee Brice. He's good.
He's good.
You know who's coming to War Memorial who I want to go see? Shabuzi. I want to go see him. I didn't see him at Tortuga. I want to see him at War Memorial.
He seems like a nice guy.
Does he?
Every time I've seen him,
I like his music.
Yeah, he's good. He seems like a nice guy. That's my favorite part.
So Friday, Pat Riley spoke to the media, had his press conference.
Oof.
Kind of took the blame off of him.
Listen,
huh?
Can I just say this?
What?
It's a shame. Can I just say our listeners are the worst?
What do you mean?
They wasn't listening to see what Pat Riley had to say. They were listening to make sure the saboteur wasn't in there ruining the franchise.
Saboteuring, dude. And he basically said
and
that.
then when you didn't say nothing, they called you chicken.
I did say something. I got in there.
All right.
He told everybody. He told his critics to go to hell. Basically, that was his answer to my question. But he did start the press conference because he was asked right off the bat about the Jimmy thing, and he goes, "Apologize? Apologizing?
I ain't apologizing for nothing.
Nothing, dude."
Did you hear that and go exonerated?
I thought it.
Yeah,
because if he would have said, I have some regrets, and I was like, damn it.
So
but now that he has no regrets after a year, that means I'm off the hook.
No. So here's the problem. Okay. You're not off the hook if you got the wheels in motion.
What?
It was your question that got Pat in the frame of mind to not give a bleep.
That's not
that
fair.
He was done. Oh,
it's
no.
not fair.
Okay. Did he just say Jimmy needs to shut it? Or did you ask a question that got him to say that got him fired up?
Look.
No. Answer the question, and then you can move forward.
I asked a question, but my question had nothing to do with the reason why Jimmy Butler left.
You mentioned his name. You said Jimmy said.
What do you mean?
Jimmy said.
I'm sorry. He's the star player. Am I not allowed to ask about the star player?
Okay.
I don't understand.
Yep, that's right, Dade South. It's like applauding BP for cleaning up the oil spill.
No, it's just it would be like,
but not blaming them for the oil spill.
No, but it would like BP being like, hey, guess what? That oil spill that wasn't on us. You know, like something just randomly happened that was going to happen.
No, that's what you're doing.
No, nothing was going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
Were those comments going to happen whether you asked the question or not?
Yes, because Pat Riley's going to say what Pat Riley wants to say because he's a grown man.
But you lit the match.
I don't appreciate that.
Okay.
You sat there and challenged Jimmy Butler to play more games, to maybe watch what he says and concentrate on winning. Mm-hmm. After that, in December, you issued a statement saying Jimmy Butler would not be traded. You suspended him 3 times after that, and your very players who sat there just a week ago said that greatly impacted their season. One, your thoughts on how you approached it both a year ago, how you approached it during the season, and how much of an impact do you think that overall had on the direction and the type of season we're coming off of?
I don't think what I said last year really was relevant. I simply said softly no. And I'm a person that in all the teams that I did coach, when you lose, you take your loss and you go home, and you're quiet, But there wasn't trolling back in that day, So there's no doubt that what happened with Jimmy had a tremendous impact on our team. There's no doubt about it. So the buck stops with me. I'll take that hit if you want it. What happened during the regular season, I don't want to really discuss.
Man, so not relevant. Not relevant. I'm out. I'm free, dude.
Wait, so now hold on. You weed through coach talk and GM talk all the time. And now you're going to take him for his word because it vindicates you. Not so fast. No, absolutely not.
That's what he said.
He's trying to be nice.
I don't know. Understand? Like, why do I have to continue to take the blame for something that he said had no relevance on it?
Because you started the back and forth between Jimmy and Pat.
I don't appreciate
by running when Jimmy said something, by running to Pat and reporting like a little thing.
First of all, I don't
Jimmy said. Jimmy said.
Okay. First of all, I don't run anywhere. Second of all, it had to be asked. And it wasn't really about what Jimmy said. It was, hey, your roster, is it there with Boston, with Jimmy, without Jimmy? You
could have asked that.
I did ask that. It's literally what I asked. It's literally what I asked. All I opened it with was saying, Jimmy, his opinion is, if he played, Boston would be home. Pat, if Jimmy played, do you believe that?
And he said, Jimmy needs to shut it because we lost.
Okay, but my question was relevant.
Yeah, relevant to the breakup of the team.
By the way, you see Jimmy Butler get swallowed up by Rudy Gobert those last 8 minutes?
Swallowed up.
See him score too
much.
Nope.
Hey.
Great 33 points, though, Jimmy.
You would have paid that guy 60.
You know what they call him? They call him 3.5 quarters Jimbo.
I've heard that.
So my question is this. Depending on the outcome of this series, does it make Pat right?
Yeah.
About why he wouldn't extend him.
I mean,
and so if it makes Pat right, it makes you 100% wrong. Because you would have gave Jimmy the $60 million.
I would have given Jimmy the Butler the $60 million.
Right. And you would have been wrong.
Maybe.
No, that's not.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness. Take the L.
Well, you don't take the L because I got let off the hook and you're still blaming me.
You didn't get left off the hook.
Maybe if you take your own advice, maybe I'll follow suit.
You didn't get let off the hook.
Let off the hook, dude. I got let off the hook. Pat Riley is not blaming me because Pat Riley, look, and if that is to your case, Pat Riley's like, I wanted him out.
No, I'm not going to apologize for saying no on a contract extension when we didn't have to. And I don't think I should. And I will always say that to the players. If I was coaching, keep your mouth shut. I'll see you next training camp. And you get it back, on the court. But it's different today with players. So anyhow, that's what I want to talk about with Jimmy. I've been through those kinds of situations before, even with this team, a couple times. And so it's over. He's done. I wish him well. Good luck to him. And I hope deep down in his heart somewhere, he wishes us well too.
Nope.
I gotta feel
nope. Pat, deep down, you got to get all the way down to the guts to see if you're not just piercing the skin a little bit.
We'll take a break. Hour 2 coming on up, which we'll get to Pat channeling his inner frog boy to send some messages. That's next. A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to headlines here. Brought to us by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory with Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Panthers, they even up their series with the Maple Leafs. They win Game 4, 2-0. Series is 2-2. Game 5 is on Wednesday. The Panthers even up their series with the Maple Leafs. I just said that. The Marlins, they dropped 2 out of 3 to the White Sox, losing on Sunday 4-2. Hard to beat the Pope's team. So I don't blame you on that one, boys. It's tough. Tough. Although Fish are coming back to earth. Yeah, I think the record is something like 2-11 since I apologized to Peter Bendix on Twitter. I'm taking my apology back.
There you go.
Wow.
That's something.
I'm taking my apology back. Pete.
There you go.
Pete.
15-24.
Max Meyer, flash in the pan.
What?
Flash in the pan.
We still like
I mean, don't young players have a lot of inconsistency?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's not that young. He's, been around. He just got off Tommy John surgery, and now he's off that surgery like 2 years from now. So let's get going, Max. And he has a mustache now.
Like, seems like he's on that Jimmy John surgery.
Let's get going. It's time to pick it up a little bit. You want to be a top of the rotation guy or not? It's all right. Yuri will be back soon enough. A real ace. Sandy.
I'm more curious of what the hell's going on with Sandy.
He ain't the same, and he probably blew out his arm in his Cy Young season. Leroy, I think that's what you're watching.
Really? Yeah.
But what do you think it is? Just a rut?
I don't know. I can't explain it. It just seems like, when they say maybe he's concentrating too much on throwing cheese, and he's trying to throw so hard that he can't locate the ball. I don't know. God forbid if he should only throw 93, but have more control.
I guess. I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
If he throws 93, his arm's probably toast.
Or maybe he's just not strong enough yet. I don't know.
Well, I think that's the thing that's fascinating. It's not really it's just he's not as dominant. It just isn't the same. Like, you look at the radar gun, there's plenty of guys who throw 99 for nothing. Like, it's just, he'll have some innings he looks good, and then there's usually one that it's all kind of unraveled big for him. That's what it's been this year.
Right.
Like,
he's one of those guys he can't.
He looks himself, and then there'll be an inning where it kind of unravels for him.
Usually the second run through the lineup.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes he gets knocked around the first pitch, like Shohei did.
Oh my goodness, jeez.
Well, at first,
you are talking about one of the best.
Now we're talking about the White Sox.
No, yeah, it's true. Every time we've seen him, it hasn't been impressive. But at first, it was like, maybe he's doing this. We don't want to trade him. We love him. Now you're kind of like,
no, I don't want to trade him. I look at Sandy. Yeah, I love Sandy. I don't want Sandy to go anywhere. So if this ends up with him being here in the long term, which it won't, he'll eventually get traded. But
you're gonna grow to hate him if that's the case.
No, I'm not gonna grow to hate him.
You trade him like Sixto.
What?
I know how
you won the Cy Young Award. You're comparing him to Sixto Sanchez, who had 2 good Marlins outings in his career.
Already, you see Brad's off.
Can I just say, Tobin?
What?
Your rats move fluidly when it comes to players.
He doesn't even watch baseball.
It doesn't matter. He's familiar with your work.
That's right.
You're just doing a thing to jump on top of it too. You don't watch the Marlins either.
Baseball.
Why would I watch? There's too many other sports going on right now.
What happens to those torpedo?
You have you see, this is the thing that's beautiful about you, though. You seem to have an excuse to get through all of baseball season, which is there's too many sports. Now they suck too bad. Now it's all.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
Yes, you have.
Oh,
Can I just tell you something? I want to pinch your cheeks.
Okay.
You act like I haven't done Tickle Your Fancy with you for the last 5 years. I know exactly what your reasons are. And the reasons go, too many sports in April and May. Then we get to June. If they're out of it, they're like, oh, they're out of it. I'm not watching it. And then we get to August. Maybe they'll come back. It's like, football's here. I'm not going to watch it. Sorry. Baseball.
And whose fault is that?
It's their fault. But like,
okay then. No.
Just own that I don't want to watch them.
No,
Just own it. Just own it.
I'm like everybody else. Give me a reason.
You won't watch Sandy? So you won't watch Sandy. You won't watch one. I thought you appreciate greatness.
He's what, 2-6?
Oh, now he's a bum. See, this is
no. I didn't say that.
See,
you said I appreciate greatness.
No. That man has been a great his entire career. He's having a downswing, and now all of a sudden you want to jump off the ship. That's cool. Hey, listen, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't think you were like that though.
Disgusting, Leroy.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
sorry,
fine.
Sandy.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Really? First of all, let me explain something to you. I sat through Indians baseball when they were way worse than the Marlins.
What?
Right?
You went with the 95 team. It was one of the greatest lineups there ever has been.
I was going to baseball games before that. Okay, so stop. The other thing is, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit here and take this from a Miami fan. I'm not. Your whole concept of going to games is based on whether they're winning or losing.
Not my concept.
Okay, but Miami's. South Florida.
Dude, you're not going to do that to me. Get out of here. I'm not going to take that.
Okay.
You're so silly.
I'm not wrong.
Bro, are you kidding me? The games that I've sat through, I watched bums of all bums of this baseball team. Get out of here.
Sometimes he mentions names, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, of course.
No. He knows baseball now. I'm not questioning that.
So he knows bad Marlins baseball very well.
Very well.
Very
Careful.
well.
Don't say bad.
Okay. Less than average.
It was ground floor days.
Oh, no. Hey, Waddle, that's not true. I'm not a Cavs fan. I'm not there.
You're a closet Cavs fan.
No, I'm not.
If
I'm a fan, I would say it.
All of a sudden, he's not a Cavs fan.
What do you mean all of a sudden? That's not true.
Well, they're down 3-1. I mean, they're embarrassing themselves.
No, that's not. No. I mean, you've heard me say I'm a Browns fan, right? I've never said I was a Cavs or Indians fan.
Okay.
Ever since I stopped living in Cleveland, yeah. But I got some skin in the game with the Browns. And one of the reasons why I hooked up with the Indians is because growing up, I didn't have a baseball team in New Orleans. So
you're an Indians fan now, or you're a Marlins fan?
No, I'm a Marlins fan.
All right. So who'd you root for? What about 97? Who'd you root for?
I rooted for the Indians.
Sucker.
Look at this guy.
Really?
Never like
Fishing 7, dude.
Long time.
That's forever.
Yeah.
Fishing 7.
No, absolutely.
Get taller, Charles Nagy. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The Marlins lost to the Popes team.
Aren't they terrible too?
Highly favored.
Yeah, that's why it's not great. See, one of the few teams in the league that had fewer losses than them.
11-29.
Damn.
He gave up a 3-run bomb to somebody.
The Marlins have games in hand though.
That's true.
See how irrelevant that stat is?
No, that makes
it's a hockey stick.
Games again.
Somebody said I'm slipperier than a salamander in baby oil.
Do you think that it's do you think it's one of these things where Sandy can take it when he gives up a home run to Freddie Freeman? He can take it when he gives up a home run to Shohei Ohtani, but when he gives up a home run to Timothy Elko,
who?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he's got to have some moments with himself. Yeah, he's just like, I got to take a walk. Sandy, it's okay. One pitch can slip away from anybody. Not from Elko. Tim Elko hitting 167 this season. That was his first home run of the year.
Jeez.
Wow. So your first home run of the season is against a Cy Young winner.
Yeah. Well, I guess he just got brought up, but still, his name's Tim Elko. Maybe he'll be a Hall of Famer too. Based on his face, no.
Based off his face.
Jeez.
Hall of Fame.
Why are you lashing out, dude?
I'm sad. My Sandy's not here anymore. I don't recognize this guy. Can we get Jason Tatum? By the way, can we get was there a lamer commercial this year?
Oh, no.
Like, can I? It's on right now, and I gotta say, he's already uncool, right? And they're really trying hard to make Jason Tatum a thing. I've never seen any superstar they try and get over more than this guy.
It's amazing.
Now his commercial is, I'm filling in for Superman.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're doing with him, huh? That's what we're gonna do. And
well, there's a lot of people that are rats off a ship on him now, but this commercial was made before that.
I know, but even if they were up 3-0 right now, it'd be like, that's what we're doing. We're like, first of all, dude, can he just get his own thing? You're not that's Shaq. All right, you're trying to take Kobe. Now you're trying to take Shaq. You're not Superman. There's one.
He's third in line because then there's Dwight Howard.
Yeah, like enough.
Why wouldn't they use Dwight Howard or Shaq anyway?
I don't know. Because he's doing the general commercials, I guess. I don't know.
And Papa John's, and he's
Shaq-a-roni. But anyway,
you're familiar with his work.
Barry's own, Barry University.
No.
What do you mean?
No. You don't say Barry's own when you think of Shaquille O'Neal.
He would say Barry's own.
Yeah, you know what? He
got his doctorate from Barry, and a real one.
Okay, great. That's great.
He earned it.
No way.
He was in class.
No way. Shaquille O'Neal was in class enough to earn a doctorate.
Okay,
no
way. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and Leroy was in class.
What do you? Why would you?
Whoa! Wait! What are we doing?
Shaquille O'Neal's not going to class,
but he did
with the peons. He's like,
dude,
peons. This is my third period. No way.
Hey, check this out. I got suspended for a game for not going to class, so my tail was in class.
But originally, you weren't in class.
Yeah, originally.
I mean, like, how you go to a class with 200 people in the building, in the auditorium? Like, come on.
I'm all for missing the days of work. I'm not here sitting here trying to make it seem like I got my doctorates.
He did get his doctorate.
Dude. There is I need to know, like, the amount of time he probably did.
Are you saying Shaq's not smart?
I'm saying Shaq's not going to go to class.
Why not?
Because
plenty of people go back to school after they're done playing.
For sure. Plenty of people are not Shaquille O'Neal.
Why can't he value education?
I think right now, Shaquille O'Neal is selling a furniture set with rooms to go. What does that mean? That means this man has so many sponsorships, and
as he should. He's one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
Therefore, he's not for 6 months attending Barry University.
I think it was multiple years. I don't think it was months.
It just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? He values education.
They gave it to him. I'm saying it.
They don't give it to him,
dude. They gave him the doctorate.
Jack McKeon got given an honorary doctorate
for sure
from Barry University.
Yes.
Shaq
did he take it while smoking a cigar?
Probably. Shaq earned his doctorate. He was in class.
Why did Jack McKeon get one?
Champ. What do you mean?
Okay.
Put Josh Beckett out there. 3 days rest. Of course he deserves it.
All right, that's fair.
Dr. Trader Jack.
They don't make him like they used to.
They really don't make him like they used to.
No way Shaq did that.
Who do you do that even with anymore? You'd be like, I want you to go out 3 days rest. Go win us this game. I remember when they took Blake Snell out of the World Series. They're like, oh, no, third time. Was Peter Bendix part of that team?
Probably.
I think he was. Oh, let's take out the Cy Young Award winner.
No, it's the third time through the order. No.
Kill it.
Imagine.
You know what I hate about sports? That there's so many people in sports that play numbers and take the competition aspect out of it, right? Like, because there's certain pitchers that are just dogs, and I want them competing for my team any chance I can get. And somebody like Peter Bendix would say, third time through the lineup. Who's he talking to? Yeah. Is it me?
for rates and terms.
Hurry.
Now, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you.
Oh, you're back.
How are you?
I didn't hear the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
We were trying to get the computer. His Frog Boy's computer keeps crashing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I'm looking at him like, what is he saying? I can't read them little lips. They're not moving up wide enough for me to read lips.
You don't have to take pot shots. It's very.
I wasn't taking pot shots. I was trying to listen. I was trying to see what you were saying.
You know, I was broadcasting professionally this weekend.
Ooh, I
was
saw
broadcasting
that.
professionally.
Blazers out.
Blazers out. You know what was a funny thing?
Blazer.
Well, one Blazer. I saw my boy Mike Perry though. I was in Central Florida.
Yeah.
I saw him.
That was who was at the table.
No.
Okay.
No, I did it with I was on Pro Box TV this past weekend, did the undercard. But I thought I was supposed to do it with somebody else, but the guy no-showed. So I ended up getting to do it with Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri, which was really cool because those guys are really, really good broadcasters. So it was cool. I did the first 4 fights. But one of the things that was interesting, I didn't really know was a hazard of the job. And Paulie Malignaggi was making sure of this because Paulie Malignaggi, very nice suits. He's from Brooklyn. He takes his suits very seriously.
You get splashed?
They have splatter covers at fights, and I didn't know that was a thing. He's like, "Where's my splatter cover?" Because somebody moved it.
Where they put a screen in front?
It's kind of like a barbershop bib almost. Like that's what they rocks. And so if the fight ever comes towards our corner, the Armani suit gets covered up there by old Paulie Malignaggi. He's like, "I've already lost 3 of these ringside."
What?
How
do you lose it?
Blood's hard to get out.
Wow.
I guess blood's hard to get out. That's what that's I'm assuming what it meant. And look, these were some very action-packed fights. I don't remember if anybody got super cut, but there was we got a lot of sweat on us. That was definitely noticeable. So, but I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. People covering themselves up in the middle of fights. Wow. But you never really know because you're on camera probably twice over the night.
Oh,
right.
Otherwise, you're most of the time you're not there, so nobody sees you during the fight. You're watching the fight, so he covers himself up with this whole keeps the Armani safe.
Nice.
But I tell you one thing.
Vet move.
Tell you one thing. If he did need to get it taken out, that fine suit. I know a place where he could have gone to get it right. Because I'm going to tell you, this is where I'm going to take my suit for my next broadcast gig. Should anybody ever want me ringside again?
God forbid you should have a rotation.
Well, maybe I will get a rotation if I become.
You can take it to Ari to get it fixed up.
If I get it, maybe I'll get it hemmed up. But I'll take it to A&T Dry Cleaners for the best dry cleaning in South Florida. Use our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners. Yellow Nazaro, that's our guy. You can call or text him anytime. His number is 954-610-9383. I have taken my one broadcast suit to Ara, and let me tell you something. Came out looking real pretty on TV this past weekend. So if another broadcasting gig comes up, I'm going to take it there. Give it to Mama Ara. Give it to Ara, who's ever there on hand. And I know it's going to be taken care of right. And he'll do the same for you, Leroy, no matter what occasion you got coming up here.
That's it. Whether it's we got proms, we got weddings coming up. Everybody likes those little spring, summer weddings.
Graduation
time. You might need your gown. Listen, high school, you just get random robes. You need them to fit you. Take them in, get them hemmed up. Everybody gets same size. It's ridiculous. I went through it too. Had to get mine hemmed up a little bit. Just let Ara do it. They can even do same-day sewing. They have a seamstress on site. It's Ara's mother, so you're getting the best care. They'll pick up or drop off your order. And guess what? If you mention our names, mostly Tobin, but if you mention my name too, 25% off your order. 25%.
How about that?
That's
25% off your order. So call up Ara today, 954-610-9383. Service in all of South Florida, A&T Dry Cleaners.
This guy's a ball.
Oh! Let's gather around the locker room, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Monday, a stormy Monday. Oh, that's lightened up a little bit, though. That's nice. At least down here. Leroy, what do we have today for our game balls and game bums?
I had two choices for game ball, but I'm always going to go with the player. So I wanted to give a little honorable mention to Paul Maurice, because no matter, we tend to always look at the score. And he always talks about the game, and the score is secondary. So I kind of like that about him, his even keelness. But it's got to go to Bob. Yeah. Bob.
Focus.
Bob was unbelievable yesterday. I mean, and I know he's unbelievable as a hockey, amateur, right? When I get on the edge of my seat thinking it's going to, oh no, they're going to score, and Bob shuts it down. Yeah, that's why he got a shout out. That's why the score was only 2-0. Kudos to Bob. He, like I said, he always bounces back, and he did it. My game bum. What's his name? Domi?
Yep.
Dude, your check is in the mail. It's coming. It's coming. Kachuk will let you know. And that was about, you can talk about all the accidental hits that maybe have ended badly. Guys trying to be physical but not being purposeful. That was done on purpose at the end of a game that you already lost. That's what poor sportsmanship looks like.
Yep. And
so I hope you get yours.
He got, by the way, he did just get fined. This has just come across. Max Domi's been fined $5,000, the maximum allowable fine under the CBA for boarding Aleksander Barkov.
Well, I tell you what, they should carry it on to the next game. In a series, if you do something as egregious as that at the end of a game where you think you can't get penalized, start the game off on the power play.
No fine, no suspension?
No, you got fined $5,000.
Just a fine, no suspension?
Sounds like there's no suspension.
So, okay, this is, sometimes Leroy says this, you can't play the results of it. Like, he could have really seriously, thank God he didn't. Mm-hmm. But from that hit, he could have hit his head on that thing, got a concussion.
100%.
Had he got a concussion, are we now saying this is a 2-game suspension?
Correct.
I don't think because he escaped injury should he have just.
That's what they did with Sam Bennett.
That's crazy.
Without even knowing the facts behind how their goalie got hurt.
My bad, Barky. Next time, get a concussion, please.
Well, Bennett wasn't disciplined, but he wasn't suspended. But it was one of those things where, yeah, they're acting like what he did because Stolarz ended up concussed, which, by the way, was very obviously from the slap shot.
Right.
Wasn't right the entire time since after that happened. But he does this with 8 seconds left in the game, down 2. Screw that guy, man. He gets what coming. He's gonna get what's coming to him.
Yeah.
That's why I said, you know what? If you do something egregious like that at the end of a game, you should start the next game off.
I don't disagree with you, Leroy. I think that's not
because you're doing it because there are no ramifications.
No. Instead, it's probably gonna end up with the Panthers on the power play because they're gonna probably drop the gloves.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And they're gonna say, "I take that trade." Right. So
how Kachuk, like the way he said it too, wasn't like it wasn't out of anger or emotion. It was simply
that's
like,
his move though. He loves leaning over the bench and giving warnings.
Looking down, going, "Hey,
nobody."
Hey.
It always happens when Kachuk's out of the game because normally he's in the middle of the fricas, but whenever there's like a really bad one, his favorite thing is to lean over the boards and think about, hey, who's next? Who's getting it?
Love that guy.
I do.
So you better start the game off with your fourth line. Somebody's getting it.
I know we're gonna get the humble act from everybody. Oh no, we don't want to. No, you did it to Aleksander Barkov at your own peril, dude.
Yep.
Honestly, it literally like nothing pisses me off. Like I don't like dirty hits on players. But I especially don't like dirty hits on Aleksander Barkov because he won't fight because he's a gentleman, okay? And you do this to one of the sweethearts. You wouldn't do it to anybody who would really fight back. Okay. All right, Domi. Watch out for your Domi.
All right, too much. You like we were with you, and then you had to go that little extra, the little extra.
I have no regrets.
Extra seasoning.
No regrets.
Watch out for your Domi.
You hit our homie?
Oh,
We're coming for you, Domi.
Okay. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
Homie. What? Mr. Crow.
Point for Tobin.
Man. Anyway, that's game balls and game bums. So today, the Panthers, they even things up 2-2. The Miami Heat, Pat Riley, he spoke on Friday. He's up to something, dude. I'm telling you something right now. He's up to something.
He was probably looking out there for you.
What?
Yeah, where's that? There he is. Okay. But I will say, Ira kind of put it all out there.
Yeah, he put it all out there with the Jimmy stuff.
Yeah.
He said on the Tyler stuff, he said that Tyler's cool on the extension stuff. He said we already talked about it. Doesn't sound like he's gonna get a September extension.
Yeah, but like, here's what I don't get. Is it disrespectful to not extend the guy as soon as possible? Because that's the way the players have made this sound. And sometimes with the salary cap and the way things are, you kind of have to make sure you're in the right place to do that.
It depends. Yeah, I think you got to take the temperature of it. I think it's one of those things where like look, Tyler, we gave you an extension a couple of years ago. This is the first full season you played. You were great this year. Go have another great year because we won't. If you could show you're a $50 million player, you could show us this summer. You don't have. You're not showing because he certainly hasn't shown it by October. And that's not a slight at him. He's a very good player. Not like, but. I don't think there's anything wrong, and he doesn't seem like there's going to be anything wrong with it. He's not going to make a stink.
I don't think.
He's got 2 years, 60 plus guaranteed over the next 2 years.
Right.
He'll be all right. And imagine if he has a good season. Maybe he does have an amazing season. And if he is, then he'll be eligible for a 4-year extension in the summer.
I think part of the problem is that max contracts have skewed talent a little bit. Because now, if you are qualified for it, everybody thinks you're supposed to get it. And that's the way the league is going. And that I'm more than sure that's not the way this was intended.
Yeah, the intention was because they don't want people moving on, which is always like, this is the thing. Stars are always going to move on when they want to move on. Like, maybe you'll have the rare case where Luka thought, no, there's no shot I'm ever going to want to leave Dallas, and he's in the perfect location, and I would love to be here, and of course get my $350 million. But even the guys who have look at Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal got it from the Wizards. He ended up moving on and wanted, I don't know if he wanted to move on or they wanted to move on from him. Probably more the latter because they were at a rebuilding phase. But even Giannis is the perfect example. He's eligible for every max in the book that there is. But when Giannis wants to leave Milwaukee, Giannis is going to want to leave Milwaukee. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And there's going to be teams lining up for it. So, yeah, I don't really understand why they needed to do it in a place where then it makes it so punitive for teams. Like, look, as much as I hate Boston, it shouldn't kill Boston that they drafted Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, that they can't pay role players around them.
Right.
That seems stupid.
Right, exactly. But it's not even from that standpoint. I've seen more guys with max contracts that end up not being max contract guys than I have the guys who are well-deserving and get it and perform. Right? We can count on maybe hands and feet, the amount of players in the league that you go, that's a max guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Today's day and age, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but 5 of us got to get together to count the amount of people who do get max contracts.
Yeah, because it's going to feel, because basically it's like, if I'm the best player on this team, I'm your max guy. It's
Right.
like you're maybe a Heat max guy, but not
you ain't a max guy. And that's where I'm getting at, is that, like, we know the guys who are max guys. But we hear more nowadays that, ooh, he qualifies for the max. He qualifies for the super max, right? And I think sometimes your own players hamstring you because they wouldn't get that on the open market.
Pat Riley, this is what he had to say on running it back. Decided he was going to channel one of our own.
It's a little bit different in how you plan now for that. It could come through trades. It could come through the addition of one or two very good players. There's always still going to be with us improvement from within, but I don't think we can go there. I'm not going to ribbit it. Does anybody know what that means? What's that commercial? What's that commercial? The little baby and and he's talking to the woman on the bench and the other guy. Ribbit. What's the commercial? Liberty. Well, I call it ribbit. It's okay. IB, run it back. We're not going to do that. Or we're going to try to stay away from that. I'm sorry, ribbit? That's what I say every night to Chris when we watch that commercial. Hey. It is so cute. But anyway, we probably won't run it back, but it doesn't mean that, players aren't just going to show up. I mean, you have to make deals. You have to look at the board. You got to try to do something that's going to benefit with your team and your two key guys, if they're your key guys, and I think they are.
There you go.
Hey.
Woo!
Hey.
The old love commercials.
Hey, was somebody behind you going, land the plane, land the plane?
Okay, look, not to say anything, because he's significantly older than Leroy. When he started talking about a random commercial I've never heard before, I was like, oh.
You've heard the commercial.
What?
It's with the Liberty Mutual commercials. Liberty.
With the baby.
And the guy going,
and the guy's mad at the baby.
So there's no frog in the commercial. Let me just say I haven't seen this commercial. Unless it played at the Super Bowl.
There's not a frog.
You've seen it.
There's not a frog.
Where have I seen it? I don't watch TV.
Liberty Mutual. Usually they have the emu.
Yes. Emu. I know
and
that.
then they have a baby.
They have a baby.
With a baby.
Because a baby can't say its L's. It's stupid. It's a baby.
Yeah.
So it says ribbit. And so he thinks that it's saying ribbit.
Really? I was like, maybe there's a frog.
But what his point was,
run it back.
He wanted to
ribbit. Run it back. Did you get the? Oh, you guys don't. Oh my!
You get it?
No, I got that.
You
part.
get it.
But I'm like, is there a frog in the commercial?
He was just trying to bring it all in, but that the whole.
Listen, Riley's a smart guy. I was like, what?
He took the scenic route.
In other words, you were coming down for a landing and you had to do a fly around.
Yeah, he had to go back. Route. You can see it's like, and if you look over here, you see the ocean. He took the scenic route. The whole point of it was, we're not running back. I thought that was good news. I thought everybody didn't want that.
Run it back. Did you hear that part, Marcos?
Okay, so that again.
That's where he got ribbit from.
Plane was landing, and then and I was like, look, Pat, he seems sharp. He seems motivated. And I was like, oh no, that was pretty old right there.
We're not gonna ribbit it.
Yes, we're not gonna run it back.
We're not gonna rib it.
Liberty commercial. What are we even talking about here? God bless. Did everyone in the press room?
Well, somebody did. Somebody figured it out. Yeah. Somebody spoke Pat Riley. Like, is he talking about the Liberty Mutual commercial?
Probably another old, am I right?
Hey, the old think we know what they're talking about. hey.
Look, the main idea, though, is something I'm happy with.
Hey, I have said to Tobin, you know what the hell I'm talking about. He goes, dude, no, I don't.
I'm sorry, ribbit? That's what I say every night. So, ribbit?
Strange. I loved it, personally. That was highlight of the presser. Now he's speaking my language.
Literally.
Hey,
ribbit?
Did you go in there with your man voice or did you use your...
I think so. I don't know. We can play what I asked him. We can play because honestly, what I was gonna ask him, he kind of answered.
Yeah.
So I had like 4 questions.
You riled him up in another way, but a positive.
I thought it was a positive rile up.
Do you now? Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
If your 4 questions get answered,
Mhm.
do you feel that you have to make a question up just to ask a question?
No, I just give them the throat slash. That happens all the time to me. I hate that when people are like, because
that happened. I used to do interviews, and the guy, I'm like, "You're reaching right now," and the guy go, "He asked the question I was going to ask." I'm like, "Then no need to ask a question."
No, I've mastered the that happens all the time, especially with SPO press conferences or player press conferences where like, oh, if somebody had a question I wanted to ask, I'm like, I don't need to double that up. No, I don't feel the need.
Right.
I'm good.
Or
Pat
somebody will go, the follow-up guy.
Yeah.
To follow up on the last question, and then
Pat might be a different because Pat you get once a year, so I'm like, I want to get something from him for sure. But I wanted to ask about SPO, but he answered about SPO, and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that answer.
What did he say?
There I go again.
I will take a break. We'll play it. We'll play SPO.
Wow.
We'll play me
I hate
around.
when you tease
We
me
gotta
on
take
the
a
show.
break, dude. I can't just drop the clock whatever you want.
I was supposed to be your boy, and I'm getting teased.
Take a break. Back after this.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the Frog Boy Show. Okay, be honest, Tobin. You just saw me sprint across the hallway right now.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Are you ready to apologize?
You look terrible.
No,
Okay.
that was a sprint.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't have sprinted. Where were you? Like, where did you go? You left here for like 9 minutes, and I'm like, is he on? Because I never know. You're maybe hiding behind your wall, and I hear the rejoin there, and I'm like, I don't think he's there. I said, hey, you in there? And then I'm like looking for him, like, oh no, the show's about to start, and you didn't even have any music there either, by the way, in the bed.
Yeah.
So I'm like gonna walk across to go start the show on the board, which I've been doing a lot this month.
Oh, you went solo. I remember. Hey, Marcos.
Yeah.
One day there was traffic. Man,
it was solo.
I came in like J-Fig. Like, I wasn't that late, but a couple of minutes late. I'm like, man, he was on the other side working the board.
But Leroy, this is the thing that I'm really mad about. It's not even that he was late. It's not even that he was late. I don't care about that.
I was actually posted by the corner waiting to
This
run.
is the problem. He has the audacity to tell me that he's beating science.
Beat it.
And
Nah,
Leroy,
that's your fault. That's your fault
No,
for even saying something like that.
okay, you know what? I'll own it. Fine if I invented beating science. But Leroy, his ankle still looks terrible.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
It's all mental.
It's not all mental. Yeah. It's very physical.
Dude.
And now you just tried to sprint over here.
I'm already sprinting.
I bet you right now your ankle's throbbing.
It's really the foot. It's really the foot. It's really like
I'm told Marcos. God. Even though you think you're better, you still need that boot, dude. I don't think you
probably would have. You would have
really
been.
understand it. By the way, he tried to wear shoes.
Oh, I wore shoes.
Whoa. You best believe I realized that broke foot didn't have no shoelaces in it.
Cannot tie it. What? They were on. And I was mixing and mingling. Wonder why I was late just now? Because the Nice Guys a promotion.
What is that?
They gave me an entire bag of the different cigars that were available to try, courtesy of Drew Estate. That was at our successful event this weekend, which all of us were at, but didn't see each other somehow.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Very strange.
I mean, I was spending a lot of time with listeners.
I saw everybody.
But wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Why did Lawrence Taylor show up? Like, who was he with you? Like, what the hell happened? Did you invite Lawrence Taylor?
What's that?
He knows Chris, but when he saw me, he knew me. So, like, yeah.
I was like, okay, definitely that guy who's like, yo, he's good. He's doing
That's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he would love this if he was here.
So we were just talking a little trash. Tell a couple of stories.
That was
we always every time we see each other, we always have to tell the Jim Brown story.
Oh my God. Well, but that's the thing is, have you ever told him the story of the old man though? Like I would have loved to tell him, like, hey,
no, because here's why. I know LT.
He's good.
And you know what LT say? He's right.
He is right.
So I don't need nothing to boost that man's ego anymore. Like, it is something to be. And you know what's funny? It's one thing to be, so say, Jason Taylor, Hall of Famer, game changer down here in Miami, right? Kudos to him. But LT was the beginning of guys that played that position.
Mm-hmm.
And to where now we have guys called the rush in. And the thing about LT, he also had to play linebacker. So it wasn't as specialized as it is now. He still dropped back in pass coverage. He still did all the other stuff linebackers do, right? But he got after the passer. And I'm trying to figure out how long he was in the league before they realized they couldn't block LT with running backs.
I was just curious because I was like, they kept asking, like, hey, you guys have any celebrity friends coming? I'm like, I don't know anybody. Like, but like, you literally maybe had the greatest football player of all time show up to Whiskey Stars and Cigars. Like, it's pretty good.
That is crazy.
But for those who don't know, like the reference, like Leroy and I, if you're a newer listener, we used to do the show at the Poker Room, the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Room, all the time. We did it every Friday.
Every Friday.
It's where Vice Shirt Friday came from, so people could point us out. We didn't have a video stream back then. So we're like, oh, yeah, we'll be wearing the Vice shirts. You guys will find us. But this guy, he showed up he might have been there every day, but he showed up
every Friday and walked over while we were on air, I might add.
Oh, yeah.
Always on air.
You guys talking sports? He goes, I'm going to see if you. I'm like, yeah, yes, sir. I'm going to see if you know sports.
Yeah, that's it. He was like,
who is the greatest football player of all time? And so the first time I ever answered this, I was like, he's old. I'm going to say, but I didn't even notice that he was wearing a Giants windbreaker. I should have been off the top, but I was just like, this was back when it was old Poker Room too.
right.
And I was like, Jim Brown, sir. The guy just goes, no. He's good. He's no Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor. And then he just hits me with, Lawrence Taylor is the greatest football player of all time.
Now, here's the kicker. He did it every Friday.
It became a tradition like he had never seen us.
Right.
And every time he's like,
every Friday, and said the same thing. So we would just start making up names.
You talking sports?
Yeah,
the same, Marcos, the same exact conversation.
So you guys started
and said in
you.
Jim Brown, we use different names.
Yeah. One time I used Reagan Mawia.
Right.
He goes, no, the Juggernaut, he was good. But he's no Oh my God, though. Speaking of the Juggernaut, if we can divert off football for a little bit to football.
Really? Can we divert?
Did you guys see the size of this big Jonah?
Oh, he's a massive.
Oh, wow. He made Mike McDaniel look like a baby.
Look like a Tic Tac.
Like it was cool. I was like, Jonah Savaiinaea. I was like, whoa, trenches, dude. And I'll tell you another thing. Kenny G, or KG, as Coach Esposito would say. Right. Kenny G, mammoth.
Man, but quick though, quick feet.
Dude, they put up this one highlight of him hitting a tackle dummy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I was drooling over the trenches.
That's good.
That was good, dude. Yeah. But the one with Mike McDaniel, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, he looks like a dwarf. He's so tiny. Like Jonah, like he looks like he should be hopping on Big Jonah's shoulders for a ride. Like that is.
Hey, no lie. So when I was I want to say my third year, or maybe my second year, that was Jumbo Elliott's last year. And we went to a frat party. And him and another lineman, Mike Hussar, who both massive, right? We're walking back to where we live, and we're going down like the main street. And Jumbo looks at me and says, hop on my back. I'll give you a ride. I'm like, I'm not hopping on another grown-ass man's back. Hop on my back. So he carried me for like 2 blocks.
So you hopped on his back.
I sure did.
If Jumbo says hop on.
Right. Like this was my when I was at Michigan, here were my two right guards. Jumbo Elliott, you know how massive he was. Went to the Jets.
It's not one of those ironic nicknames.
Yeah.
No, he was massive. And he looked like a Tic Tac next to Greg Greg Stefanski? Greg, I can't think of his last name.
It's all good.
But he was He was so big they had to take him to the meat place to weigh him on the meat scale.
What?
Yeah, because our scale only went up to 350.
Jesus.
Yes. He went in the first round also. I think he got drafted by the Raiders.
Greg Crippen.
No.
Damn it.
Well, this is
Greg.
Look at this photo.
Already give away 72, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, I get it.
You think you thought Teron Armstead was going up in the rafters?
This feels some type of way sometimes,
The body's still warm.
Yes.
Listen, man, football numbers have to be given out. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people.
Scrapneck.
You can't just retire.
Scrapneck. There it is. Scrapneck.
Retiring numbers has been like the big thing. That's been the chic thing this offseason of people trying to get out. Like, all right. The Warren Moon thing was Goosey's, but it also had a bit of a special case where, like, he didn't really play in Tennessee.
He didn't even play in Tennessee.
Guys.
Right.
Like, just let Cam Ward have it. You have a Goosey's moment.
You know what's crazy? Nobody wears 32 in Baltimore.
Wow.
You know who 32 is, right?
Jamal Lewis.
No. Jim Brown.
They still carry that?
What?
Nobody's worn 32 since?
Let me see.
I thought the Browns got their heritage back.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
How do you get your heritage back?
Because like they got rid of the team and then they're like, hey, new Browns, like Ravens.
you had to leave all the stats.
Right. The Ravens just gave them their stuff back after like the Browns were coming back. They just kept their new stuff. I mean, they got off to a very good start as a franchise. So crazy.
Huh. Number 32.
RVA Richie says McDaniel's leg is the size of his forearm. Like, I just feel like he needs to hop on him for a piggyback ride.
I think his forearm is probably bigger. It looks photoshopped almost.
It does. It really does.
And what's crazy is they're not like necessarily next to each other.
Oh, no, somebody is wearing it.
2 feet in front of him.
But that was a no-no when I was there.
Yeah, when they had the Browns hair, I understand that.
No, but that was decided when the team left.
Right. But I
So
think
it wasn't.
But
when-
once Cleveland was getting their team back, I think they got their history back too.
No, they got it before. That was part of the agreement to let the Browns leave. So no stats, no nothing went to none of the history went to Baltimore. So they had all the history with no team.
Oh, okay. Anyway, a piece. It's a giant.
So big, dude.
Very big.
It's a giant.
Take a break. Get back into the heat. Pat Riley having lots of things to say, including some interesting stuff on Spo. And my attempt to rile him up. That's next.
know it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Messon Dover Law Firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call up at 866-954-MORE.
You want weather? There's plenty of it out there.
Flood warnings.
Flood warnings.
Tried to warn them last week.
It's just cloudy. Not mostly, not partly. It's cloudy. The winds aren't blowing right now, but maybe 5-10 miles an hour. But when showers come through, they have been gusting, and it's been raining pretty hard. Right now, it's not raining. I'm going to say it's a little bit cooler, right around 82, 83 degrees. But just get ready for some rain, possible flooding if you live east of 95 or where our building is located.
Oh, dude. I know. That makes me nervous about
in that one lane.
The big news in the NBA today, Shams Charania says that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to meet with the Milwaukee Bucks brass. He says apparently Shams is expecting talks to percolate this week at the draft. Tonight's the draft lottery, yeah? We figured out.
Yes. Everybody knows where they get picked. They don't want to trade that pick before they have a chance of winning the Cooper Flag.
The only team lottery. I don't want. The only team that would make me sick is Philadelphia. If Philadelphia ended up with him,
they don't deserve another number one pick.
They don't deserve him. They don't deserve him.
I mean, think about this. The two teams that I just saw this on when I was it's not me. The two teams that have had the most picks, most first picks in the draft. It's not even Philly. It's, I think, Cleveland and Orlando.
Wow.
They've had 5. Now, I will say this. With all the picks that they have had, it seems like they've been more competitive than Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, their best number one pick was LeBron. They weren't very competitive before LeBron got back.
You know, they also they traded the pick, but they had Wiggins.
Yeah, they traded Wiggins for
Kevin Love.
They got Kyrie, who, wasn't very good as he was young until LeBron got there. Or their teams weren't very good with him, but he was a very good player. They drafted Anthony Bennett, which was like, what?
Is he Australian?
I don't think so.
I thought he was Australian.
I don't think so. The Australian they had was Della.
No, he's from Toronto.
Who was their
Canadian? Okay. Man, Canada. They got some hoopers.
Canada's having a basketball moment. But anyway, he says, as decision makers for all 30 teams descend upon Chicago for the draft combine this week, there will be substantive conversations around the biggest unknown and domino of the offseason. What will Milwaukee Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo do? The two-time NBA MVP has not made any firm decisions on his Bucks future after the franchise's third consecutive postseason exit in the first round. But for the first time in his career, Antetokounmpo is open-minded about exploring whether his best long-term fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere, league sources told ESPN. Teams have approached the Bucks frequently over the years about the availability of Giannis. As a normal exercise, they are expected to ramp up due diligence during Combine Week, according to league sources. Any conversation surrounding the perennial NBA superstar and 2021 champion start primarily with where he believes his long-term future lies, whether there is a franchise outside of Milwaukee that is sensible for him. The Bucks and Antetokounmpo's representatives, Georgios Panou and Alex Saratsis, are expected to sit down during the offseason to discuss the future, sources said. And Alex Saratsis is also the agent of Bam Adebayo.
You know what's funny about that? If either one of those guys were on a card this past weekend, you would have got the names perfectly.
His name scares me. Alex Saratsis. I think that's how it is. He's got 2 Greek agents, huh?
Huh. Shocker.
Interesting. How did Bam end up with a Greek agent?
That's what I was wondering.
Well, I'm glad he did. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, if you walk into a room and say, I represent the Greek Freak, I'll listen to you.
I think those are his big guys, though. Those are his top 2 clients. Interesting.
Pretty good.
This is where extensions do help relationships, though. Like if the agent did want to steer him to Miami, I've taken care of my guy Bam. No, I think.
Well, trades are different because a guy that has a extension coming up, he is going to work out a deal with a team that's going to give it to him right away. That's what happened with Jimmy, right?
Most of the time. I mean, I think Jimmy's the rare case where like he got the extension because people were worried about a mutiny, like no matter where he went. That's why the Warriors paid him. Like the Warriors have been on the record saying that they were concerned about Jimmy. They were worried about paying Jimmy. Like the only team that he had a yes to the entire time was Phoenix. That's why he wanted to go to Phoenix.
Right.
So it just ended up being this whole ordeal. But yeah, I guess we'll see what comes. But I tell you what, normally when you do the front office agent meeting, it doesn't really ever feel like I'm going to stick it out, boys.
Doesn't sound like we're going to work things out.
Doesn't sound
right.
like. And like, I think the Dame thing kind of changes it, right? Like, because if Dame, even if you lost Dame, it just, you guys stunk and you had Dame. If you could flip Dame for something, that Big Spoon?
No.
Oh.
Get
Dre?
Yeah.
Even if you could flip Dame for something, then you'd be like, oh, okay, we have another pathway market. It's kind of what happened with Drew Holiday. They gave a lot for Drew Holiday, but they ended up having him be the piece for the Dame trade. Dame's got a torn Achilles, dude. Like they're sunk.
They're sunk because even coming back from that, dude, that's not an easy thing. I don't know why people just disregard it as not a big deal. I mean, it is not the 2 things that I don't think I ever want to hear in basketball or torn Achilles or they had microfracture surgery. Because that usually means bone on bone. And I think Kawhi had that.
Timbo Slice says, Giannis is low-key a hot mess. Gets coaches fired, gets Damian Lillard, and still wants out. Well,
he didn't ask for Dame Lillard.
He didn't ask for Damian Lillard. Although one would think, like, who would hate Damian Lillard? But Damian Lillard didn't want to be there. Reap what you sow, Bucks.
I mean, I would say this. When you have a family and you're with an organization for a long period of time and your family is still there, didn't he grow up he grew up on the West Coast, correct?
Who did?
Dame.
Yes, from Oakland.
Okay. So when you have all that, so you're around family, and then you ship them somewhere in the middle of the season where, now you're by yourself.
Yep.
Like, I can understand how it takes time to adjust. The same thing happened with Wiggins.
Dade South says, would you take on Dame's contract too if you can keep Bam? Ooh, that's a good one. Would you just take on, you got a Giannis and Dame, but you keep Bam, but they basically get out of
not on that Achilles.
They get, well, yeah, you're gonna have to take them on salary cap hell.
No,
you're basically you're taking the Bucks out of salary cap hell.
Nope, I'll pass. That never works out.
Not even for Giannis.
Giannis and Bam, and then baby Dame. Maybe Dame beats
Giannis,
science.
Bam, Kalel, where?
Yeah, maybe if I can keep Kalel Ware too.
Come on.
Because I'm probably going to have to give up Kalel Ware.
Hold on 1 second. This dude just walked out of here with a remote.
My son.
Dre does not care about our trade talks.
He's actually trying to find something else on TV.
All right, so here's the thing, though, right?
Yeah.
I get people say the Heat have nothing. But let's be real about this. If the agent did want him to go to Miami, all right, let's just say that's where Giannis wants to go, all right?
Yeah.
Let's say it is. It's not never happened that a star gets to go where he wants to go.
Correct.
It's like the Heat have nothing. If you have 3 first-round picks now, you could get a 4th if you unlock your protections on Charlotte.
No, dude. No, that's too much.
What?
Because here,
Giannis.
How much would you give up for him? I'm asking you.
I'm thinking.
You're not going to give up 3 first-round picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Just 3 first-round picks and no players.
What did Rudy Gobert get?
And Kalel.
No, I'm not giving up Kalel.
Then who would you give him up for? Joker?
So
like who?
So
like,
I'm trying to figure it out.
Who would
Hold
you
on.
give the King's
Hold
ransom?
on. I give him 3 firsts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, I'd start with 2 firsts. Let's not give up 3.
Don't start with 2 first. Start with every first. Let's have the negotiations not go Portland style, and let's give them something that they'll keep them on the phone.
But can I interest you in a 2 firsts, a Tyler and a Jaime?
What else? For
That's not enough?
Giannis? For Giannis? For
Because
Giannis?
here's what I would say. I can go with Bam. I can go with Kalel. I can go with Giannis. I can move Davian to the point guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And already my defense has picked up,
Oh my God.
right? And then if I can keep like a Wiggins,
You probably need a shooter then. Like,
that's my starting 5.
You're just gonna turn whatever backcourt you have into.
And I'll give him dunks.
We're always willing to throw in dunks.
Yeah.
Well, dunks I think dunks they could shed salary because they could just not. They could waive them if it's before a certain date.
So think about that. So I'm gonna go. Here's my starting 5. Davian at the 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Wiggins at the 2. Giannis at the 3. Bam at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Kalel at the 5.
Okay. Now the GM just called back. Hey, we're not doing the deal without Kalel Ware.
Then you have no deal.
You're crazy. I don't know, man. For Giannis,
Yeah, because
Giannis and Bam,
Giannis
and Wiggins and Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem.
Probably Alec Burks.
Here's the problem though.
What?
Slow-mo?
Okay. I don't want to get smaller.
You're going to be like the same size. You're going to have Bam and Giannis in the front court. It's the 2 of the best defensive forwards in the league.
Yeah, but I want Bam at a 4.
Let's get Hassan Whiteside off the cheap skis.
Swole is on Whiteside. Is he going?
Well, Hassan, I think
gonna pass a physical.
I think he actually just injured his knee. So best wishes to Hassan Whiteside, but maybe he'll be better. I don't know if it's a meniscus. I don't know what it is. He got hurt in the Puerto Rican League.
So yeah, is it Giannis, Bam, and Wiggins team is scoring 85 points?
But giving up 70. That's it.
No, but here's the deal,
Wingspan,
though.
dude.
Here's the deal. When you look at that team,
You know, like any trade talks though are gonna start with Kalel Ware. Like that's gonna be the first thing everybody wants.
I mean, you know why? Because the Heat don't use him.
No, because they did use him in the second half of the season, and he's an athletic big and he can block shots.
I'm not giving up Kalel.
For anybody, I literally can't give you. Hold on, let me get this straight. Leroy,
No,
you would not give up Kalel Ware, so you would give up Bam before Kalel Ware?
no. Here,
there's not a player in this league. If I could give you Anthony Edwards tomorrow, you would not give up Kalel Ware?
Does it make your team better though? But you got Ant-Man, yes.
You're
You're gonna have to give up another piece like a Tyler or something like that.
I'm asking. Will you grow up and answer my question? Would you give up Kalel Ware? You're literally telling me you're not giving him up for anybody. I don't even think his parents.
I'm not, but you're like it's gonna have to involve other people. So that's the whole point I'm making.
Yes,
like
he's
you
going to
can't,
be a
you got to match
situation.
contracts.
No, he makes rookie money. He's not matching contracts.
Who
I'm
on?
not being cute about this. I'm asking you. You're really at the point
Sure,
because if you won't give up Kalel Ware for Giannis, like who will you give him up for? Would you give him up for anybody, or you think that highly of him?
I think Anthony Edwards is a lot better than Kalel at what he does. Okay, but your team gets substantially smaller, and so what do you like? When you start facing these behemoth front lines, what are you going to do?
Behemoth front line, he couldn't do anything against though, dude. He's young.
Right, exactly. Like it's gonna be a point in time where you got to see some of these guys grow up and stop trading them and thinking, oh, I'm gonna just sign a guy that's already there.
Well, who have they traded? Like who? Like they didn't. Like who's the guy that they got rid of? That hasn't happened with them. They've kept everybody.
Or let them walk once you develop them. because they were making too much money.
Like Max Strus?
Call that the Chris Greer.
It really hasn't happened with their draft. The only guy that they did that with, that they gave up on from a draft pick standpoint, was like Precious.
Say, like, do you guys ever imagine how players played on the court together? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I'm so, big on keeping Kalel.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you the real of it. If you have Cavalier and Bam Adebayo,
right,
you're most likely Bam is going back to playing 5. That's gonna be your front line.
I don't want that. I don't want Bam playing 5.
Okay. But you get Giannis. You've been wanting guys who can get you 40. He literally gets you everything. He's one of the best.
Right.
You're gonna be okay.
Okay.
Bam, Giannis, Wiggins. You got to put a shooter out there.
JoJo said, "I give Milwaukee Kalel Ware, his little brother, and his future son for Giannis." Wow, future first rounder, huh? All right, I get. Listen, I understand. I'm just high on the athletic big, and I think
I love Kalel Ware too.
At so many different.
I'm not giving him up for KD. I'm not giving him up for KD. Giannis is an exception.
Right. Giannis but you ain't getting Ant-Man.
No, I'm not talking about Ant-Man. I was just saying theoretically, like if you're that high, like is there
So where would your team look? So give me your proposed starting lineup for the Heat.
I guess it would be Davion, Bam, Giannis. Probably Wiggins would stay in this case.
Who?
I'm not a fan.
And Jokic.
And then you
need
Jokic.
Yeah.
If we're able to keep Jokic, that'd be awesome. I imagine he's still gonna be a 6-man. But we need shooting. So you're gonna need Alec Burks in there, somebody like that.
All right. Or you keep Dunks and Dunks moves back up?
Or you keep Dunks. Yeah. You're gonna need some shooting. Because you do need to put shooters around Giannis.
Yeah, but okay,
now if somehow this deal could happen without Tyler, I think it's just pie in the sky. Like I don't think it could happen.
Right. Giannis and Tyler. Whoa.
Now would you do now that's the question. How about this? Let's do something that hurts.
Giannis and Bam?
No. Giannis. You guys get Bam. The Heat keep Kalel. The Bucks get Bam. You keep Tyler. Bam. Giannis, or I'm sorry, Tyler, Giannis, Kalel, Davion,
and Wiggins.
I guess Wiggins, yeah. It's kind of a better fitting team.
Huh? Yeah.
But we have no idea if Kalel can play.
You have no. He's 21.
I'm just saying, we don't know.
No, you've already determined he can or can't.
I don't say he can or can't. I just said I don't know.
This is the problem. When everybody talks about guys getting into their prime in 26 and 27, we're sitting here saying a 21 or 22-year-old can or can't do it.
Schmieden says, you guys might as well talk about trading Tua for Patrick Mahomes. That's how ridiculous it is. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I don't think the Bam thing happens because I've told you. Like, the only way the Heat are in this game, because of the asset thing, is Giannis really wants to play in Miami, and I think the agent steers him here because of Bam. That's what I think. There's all this agent ties. It's always a thing in the NBA. The agent's not sending Bam Adebayo to Milwaukee, flat out. Tyler's a Milwaukee kid. Milwaukee can come out of this thing a little bit like, oh, we got a hometown kid. That's our big piece. We got an all-star for him, plus a bunch of picks. So
Giannis and Ware together, that sounds frightening.
I mean, Bam and him together is frightening, and as far as good luck scoring.
Yeah.
Good luck. We got to mix it up. We'll take a break. We're getting too ahead of ourselves right now. Calm down.
This is where you live.
Calm down.
Oh, my goodness.
Calm down.
I always love talking to one of my favorite guys.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are.
Now, welcome back. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
I don't feel like you came back with the same energy that I just gave out. I felt like it was very relaxed. Like, what are you plotting in your gaming chair? Are you about to like get onto a huge Halo kick here?
Yeah, I am plotting on kicking all the internet's butt today.
Why?
Yeah.
Not working out for you today?
It's
Bad weather.
not working. Yeah, it's not working in my favor today. It's really upsetting.
Frog boy.
Yeah.
Time to mix it up?
I think it is, my friend.
What do we got today in the mixed bag, Marcos?
I have more evidence to support the theory that Frog Boy is always right.
Oh, Jesus.
Frog Boy is always right. One way or another, they all come crawling back. Don't think I used that right. But nonetheless, Mr. Godfather himself had some interesting statements if you read between the lines or if you just read the line straight up. This is Sir Pat Riley on his boy Spo.
Yeah, this was an interesting thing that he had to say on the press conference for sure.
Well, I think Coach. I haven't talked to him about it yet because Erik has been doing this for 30 years. Intensely as the video coordinator up to being my main assistant coach. 17 straight years of coaching. So he's been here for 30 years. Never took a year off. Never takes a break. He's had some issues in his life, personal issues. And I see the strain and stress on him like I've never seen it before. This takes a toll. And when I talked to him the other day, he said he was going to Hawaii. I said, good, I'll see you in training camp then. But that's not going to happen. But he needs a break and he needs time to reflect. He's the head coach. I could give him my playbook from 2006 or 7, but it's archaic, but it's not. But he'll figure this out. He knows we need to defend. And we need to, he needs to make whatever kind of changes he needs to make when it comes to the offense. And we'll talk about that. If he wants to listen to me, he will. If he doesn't, he has a lot of great people working for him. Yeah.
Man.
What do you mean? I didn't find nothing wrong with that. He didn't call him out. He basically confirmed that he's going to be the coach.
I didn't. Yeah, and I don't think anybody thought that he was going to be the coach.
Right, but I'm just saying,
I think the idea. What I found fascinating about it. Here's a couple things, Leroy. One, Pat Riley will do this thing where he gets a little bit he'll just throw stuff out there that I don't think the coach would ever want used as reasons for him looking like he's burnt out. Spo, private as hell, right? He doesn't like that stuff out there. We all know what happened, obviously. That he's been dealing with personal stuff and whatnot. But Spo wouldn't that's just it goes against everything that he stands for publicly as a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to say that it's he's wearing it more than I've ever seen before. I think it's kind of acknowledging this guy didn't have a good year. And I don't think I got my guy at his best. And I think one of the things with the Heat that they've been able to count on year in and year out is that they got one of the best coaches in the league, and that's supposed to be one of their tilts, one of their advantages that they have. And it felt to me like Pat Riley, I don't think he's calling Spo out. I think it's just acknowledging I don't think we got the best version of my guy this year. It looks like it's wearing
That's
on.
what you're coming to that conclusion.
Oh, that's what he said. He said he was burnt
didn't
out.
say
He said, my guy is burnt out and needs to go to Hawaii because he can't remember how many timeouts we have.
Well, what did you take from it?
Okay.
I just took that it's been a rough year for him. And his boss gave an excuse he would never do. he would never give. And he said he needs a rest. He needs to get away from it. He confirmed that. He said, get away and go get refreshed. And so it happens. Like, I don't understand that you've been doing something for 30 years and then life hits you. Certain circumstances, situations in life, and you might not be the best that you can be mentally because of all the other stuff. It's called being human.
Yeah, I know.
And so to sit here and say, oh, he's this or that, I think Pat put it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get away. He needs to recollect himself, get rejuvenated, and then come back and we'll attack this.
Hope so. Yeah, I think they will. But I think it's interesting that he does put it out there because that's not something the coach would put out there. Like, that's what makes
right. But that's why when Pat said it, to me, it says he understood what he was going through. And so from that standpoint, I'm like, man, like, you know what? Regardless of what you do in life, the first thing you are is human. So you have all of those life situations that present themselves during various times in your life. They happen to all of us. Some of us can't deal with it the way we need to because our lives are in the public, i.e. Erik Spoelstra. But for people to just all of a sudden, he's done, he's over the hill, he's a bum. Like,
I don't think anybody's saying that, Leroy. I think that except for Frog Boy, who's an idiot.
Okay, there we go.
I think we've seen him do things this year that haven't matched the standard of what that guy typically is. And I do think that to put some of this into scope from that is interesting from a couple of standpoints. One, he doesn't want that out there, that you're using this as the reason that I wasn't at my best. But I think it's interesting that the president is putting it out there because he's basically saying one of my best weapons that I have is Erik Spoelstra, and I don't think that he's been at his best for these reasons. And so I think it's interesting that it's all just kind of laid out there by Pat, because I do think typically the Heat go into this saying like, hey, we have a coach who can put the parts together and figure it out. And this team couldn't do that this year for a lot of reasons. The Jimmy thing, the injuries, the fourth quarter meltdowns that he was part of too. And so for him to put it just kind of out there is that I thought was interesting.
Here's what I would say. It was Pat Riley protecting his coach. I think if he puts it out there and he understands the circumstances, whether you know him or not, if he understands it, then maybe more people will be understanding that the organization understands some of the things that occurred during this past year and a half.
I think it is him publicly protecting it, but I don't necessarily know if it's something the guy he's protecting wants protecting from.
I know that. And I could say, no, he'd rather just take all the heat and let his personal life be his personal life. I understand that. But I tell you what, there ain't a person that was in that room that don't respect the hell out of Pat Riley. So when Pat Riley says it, right? And as great as I think Spo is, and as much as we respect Spo, there's a difference if he says it versus Pat Riley. There just is. And I think Pat Riley's saying it, and that's not saying what the conversations are going to be with Spo. Because behind closed doors, you say, Spo, you take the time you need, but when you come back, you'll be ready to go, right? And so, but I do believe that when your boss and your mentor kind of says to everybody, life is hard, not understand that sometimes real life situations get in the way of work, then I think maybe more people will be more understanding. Because I got to tell you, like, Spo, when it comes to preparing and comes to, getting ready for a game and a season and working out stuff like that, he's a wizard at it. Now, I throw somebody like Jimmy Butler in the mix, right? Who I don't think Spoels ever had to deal with a guy in Jimmy Butler's position deal with him not going and playing.
Yeah, not somebody who's supposed to be that important.
Right.
Like,
And
it's
so,
not Dion Waiters or Hassan.
right. So add another thing to what he's already, going through. So, yeah.
What are you shaking your head for?
If Spo was a boxer, you guys would have thrown in the towel already.
What are you talking
It would have been
about?
like seeing Holyfield kind
Hey.
of just wobble through the thing, and you
Hey.
would have been like, he's just past his prime.
Listen, nobody's excluded from life kicking our ass. Okay. And you
I
can
have-
sit here, you
100%.
can sit here and point at somebody else and say they're handling it the wrong way or they're struggling at their job because of life. But life bites everybody in the ass.
What else you got in
And
the?
you want everybody around you to be understanding. Don't worry, Frog Boy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you ain't gonna live your life just scot-free. Life happens.
Life does happen, but he hasn't taken a break.
Well, now he is.
Now he is. He's in Hawaii.
Yeah, because he had Team USA last year too.
We had
That's
Team
what-
USA last year.
Since this private event in 2023 occurred, he has done basketball. I hope this time in Hawaii will rejuvenate him. If it
You
doesn't,
didn't say that like no.
That
I'm
was
gonna
not
let you say
sincere.
That wasn't
Marcos.
sincere. Like
Yeah.
no,
it's about as
I'm not gonna-
sincere
You're
as every
basically
time.
wishing him no success. That's what.
No,
you're
it's about as sincere as every time Tobin says nothing against JJ Redick. It's about that sincere, if I'm being honest.
But wait, like okay, let me.
I'll
ask
be
you-
there, Spo boy.
Like, let me ask you a question. Do you realize Spo has been acknowledged as the best coach, one of the best coaches in the NBA, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think of
And
all
you,
time.
so you acknowledge that, right?
Of all time.
Okay. And you're sitting here saying that you have a better coach that could come and do the job he's doing. Because if you're going to talk trash, you better have a solution. So who do you think should be the coach?
He said
Chris Quinn for the win.
Oh, and he's better? And he's better. You think Chris Quinn is better?
Ron Butler.
You think they are better to coach the Miami Heat than Erik Spoelstra?
No, but I didn't think Erik Spoelstra.
Okay, that's
was
all
better
that
coach
matters.
than
That's
Pat
all that
Riley.
matters. You answered your question. You
no, but he
said
made.
no.
But they have
Right.
been in this position before. Like everything that he's talking about, Pat did go through already when they put Spo in that position.
I wasn't
but
like,
Pat
you
made
think
that
Spo's better than
decision.
Pat? No, I don't think Spo.
Pat made that decision.
And Pat seems like he's leaning towards my decision based off of what I just heard. He better come back from Hawaii with a new tan and a new game plan. And I listen.
Or just
right,
better
good.
yet, let's have a normal life for a minute.
Or come back
His
with
life, his life has been pretty hectic for the last couple of years. Will we agree?
Yes.
Touch grass,
Like, I
Marcos.
don't know why. It baffles me how
But
we
also-
see people in sports living real life situations and think that they're above that. They're not.
Go to break there, Evander Holyfrog. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory. That's Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. NBA playoffs last night. The Pacers take a 3-1 series lead. They blew out the Cavaliers 129-109. Not sure how it makes this is supposed to make me feel. I mean, this team's down 3-1 and they drop kick the Heat by a record margin. You know, hey Max Strus, whatever happened to you eating your breakfast? Tell me what happened, dude. You got full? I thought nothing personal, just taking care of business. This is what happens when you become an arrogant blowhard with long hair like Max Strus. Wow. To say things like nothing personal about it. It's just business with a breakfast plate emoji. Well, I guess you're too stuffed now, dude. I don't know. What are you, intermittent fasting here with the Pacers series? Because where are the Cavaliers? Which, by the way, I know exactly where they are. Screwed because Donovan Mitchell's now hurt.
You know what? He's never made it out. Has he ever made it out of the first round?
Second round. Yeah, he's never made it out of the second round. He's made it out of the first round.
Never made it out of the second round.
Yeah, he's never made it out of the second round. He is about to have a tough exit to the Indiana.
I'm going to tell you what. Now, in fairness to Indiana, in the last 2 years, have we just considered them, like everybody's saying it's just such a huge upset, but have we been kind of underestimating Indiana?
A little bit, I think. I mean, they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yeah, but still, nobody, like, nobody's ever, until they get up 3-1, now everybody want to give them credit. But before then.
Yeah. I mean, they beat a pretty banged up Bucks team to get to this point. They were, I mean, do you feel like you underestimated the Pacers? I don't, you know.
I'm including myself.
Okay.
I said everybody. I didn't say you guys. I mean everybody. Like, have we underestimated the Pacers sitting here with, they had 3 guys score 60 points and it wasn't even the star.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
I think the surprise, they're a good team. I think the surprise of it is like Cleveland, great regular season, overwhelmingly look good against a Miami team that, yes, was a 10 seed, but it's still, they broke a record in a sweep, which is, you know, so again, as you were walking in, I was saying, like, I don't know what to even make of that, to not only say that you lost by a record margin, but now you've lost to a record margin team that may get gentlemen swept out of the first round. So,
I mean, it's just an indication of where you are.
Yeah, I don't think probably even further. It's one thing to lose, because I think the Heat have lost to like the eventual champions like the last 5 years or something like that.
Right.
Probably going all the way back. I think, Lakers, they lost in the championship. They lost to the Bucks, who won the championship. They lost to the Celtics, or at least been in the finals, right? Been in the finals. They lost to Denver, and then they lost to the Celtics. So 4 out of the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yep.
So this would have been the first year where they just lose to a team, but that team looked championship good, and they are getting humbled.
Right.
Yeah. Humbled. They're a good team, though. Like, look, if you look at Indiana top to bottom, like, there's not necessarily a weakness. It's just like, I don't think anybody would take the guy that they have. If you went, like, we know how we go guy for guy. And I think if you did that with the Pacers and the Cavaliers, I don't think you're coming away with the Pacers guy very much. Maybe outside of, like, it depends where you want to go, Siakam and Allen, but you'd probably go Allen Turner. I think a lot of people take Jared Allen. Mobley, Pascal Siakam. I think most people would take Mobley right now.
Right.
You know.
What about Halliburton Spider? Like,
I think most people would take Spider. But this is kind of going back to the thing with Halliburton, where he's being called the most overrated player in the league. I know he didn't have a good game yesterday.
While destroying everybody.
But yeah, he's about to make his second conference finals. So I gotta tell you, he's been impressive. Tonight, game 4, excuse me. We got Celtics, Knicks. Celtics beat the holy hell out of the Knicks to make it a 2-1 series. New York still on top. And then, of course, tonight, the Wolves, they could put a real hurting on the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy Buckets had 33 points in his game 3 performance, but did not score in the last 8 minutes. And so they could be in a real bad spot, because I think they said Steph, maybe game 5. but
No.
most likely
Dude.
game 6, if possible.
Good luck, Wardell. Not
Hey,
everybody can bounce back like old Froggy.
If he come back and play, he gonna look like who's the point guard for when they played the Lakers for Detroit? Isaiah Thomas, limped out there. That's how he's gonna look, and he runs a lot more than that. Like he's not gonna be able to be Steph. That's a problem. That's gonna almost make it worse. So, I don't know what everybody else think a hamstring pull is, but for a guy who does most of his damage running around,
I mean, like when did he get hurt? He got hurt last
game 1.
So game 1 was what? That was last Wednesday.
Yeah,
So you give him a week and a half to come back from
a
this.
week and a half to come back from a hamstring. Like, okay, good luck.
I could do it. Soft tissue, hard
Dude,
tissue.
it's people like you that
Get
have
the
people
smell of
thinking
tissue.
guys can return and give you something when there's no chance. See, everybody put this on and say, "Oh, we're gonna reevaluate him in a week."
Yeah.
You realize he's not doing anything.
If they're gonna win, they're gonna need another big Jimmy Butler game, and they're gonna need Podziemski not to be a bum.
We're on this bum
And they're
Buddy
gonna-
Hield.
They're gonna need Buddy Hield to be better.
Sick of this guy.
Although he
I
was
think
pretty
even with that, you don't have enough points.
good. I mean, they were close. They were, but I mean, they were winning most of that game.
You know who's had a sneaky good series? Julius Randle.
Oh, he's been great.
Oh yeah.
I forgot he existed.
He was great.
Well, because he was hurt for most of the year.
Did you see that dunk Ant-Man had though? Oh, God,
Damn, he's good. So good. I saw him mic'd up with Gary Payton. He's like, "You guys trying to push this to 6 to get Wardell back?" I forgot that was Steph's first name.
Jimmy, 33 points, 12 of 26, 2 of 4 from downtown. He's gonna need to shoot more threes. 7 of 9 from the free throw line, which is good, but
That ain't
They
enough.
the big croissant was a big problem for him late.
Hey.
That's his name, dude.
The big
Hey, but then like now I feel bad for Draymond because they get him with the ticky tack stuff, but why does he have to shoot and do the flamingo when he shoots? Like, dude, that's not a shooting motion.
Draymond Green, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He fouled out in 29 minutes.
Oh man, that sounds like the old dunk stat line.
That's a single right there.
A quadruple single. Say the big croissant sounds like Tobin's breakfast order.
Love a croissant.
No.
What?
Now what do you
love about a croissant?
First of
What,
all,
it's too messy for you?
that
What? It's just that I'm saying croissant.
no, if I had a breakfast sandwich, I would go with English muffin.
Oh, gross.
Love English
I
muffin.
mean, I don't dislike an English muffin.
Yeah. And if you say English muffin, then I'll probably lean towards Eggs Benedict.
Tonight in the NHL playoffs, we have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Washington Capitals at 7:00. Carolina's up 2-1 in that series, 2-1 filthy. And the Oilers take on the Golden Knights. Edmonton's up 2-1 in that series, 9:30.
Six so said the old love English muffins. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's
I think the old. That's definitely
for
yeah,
sure.
that's fair.
It's English.
You know why?
Ham.
Because I like it just a little, like the crunchy. Oh, that's delicious.
Like with a little bit of marmalade.
Oh, the old love marmalade.
I don't even like the word. Ugh.
I thought you were talking about the song.
Take a break. More to come here on this show. If you guys want to go see Lee Bryce, country music artist Lee Bryce is coming to War Memorial Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale in September, and we got tickets for you right now. Caller number 7 to 305-567-0560. Caller 7 to 305-567-0560 will win tickets to see Lee Bryce. It's a Live Nation show at War Memorial Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale in September. If you want to see Lee Bryce, caller 7 to 305-567-0560 will win the tickets. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend out there. So we got a new welterweight champion, Jack Della Maddalena, beat the holy hell out of Belal Muhammad. Great fight.
Oh, okay.
But he turned his face into mincemeat.
Did he?
Oh my
Wasn't
god.
Belal Muhammad one of the champions that people kind of questioned, or was he one of the boring ones?
I'd go more boring than question. I don't think people really enjoy watching Belal Muhammad, which I didn't really get. I thought he was more entertaining than given credit for.
Okay.
I didn't think that he was that boring. It's just a lot of people don't like him though. Even Volkanovski came out this weekend. Like, I don't like him. They're like, what? You don't like him? You like everybody. You're Aleksander Volkanovski.
Nice
Maybe
guy.
he was just rooting Australia versus Australia.
True.
Even though I would say Jack Della Maddalena does not exactly have the personality of a Volkanovski. But
what do you think of the card?
He got them hands. Pretty good card. Our boy Mike Mallet won.
Ooh,
He knocked that dude out. That was brutal.
Someone left on a stretcher?
Yeah, I was still calling boxing when that was happening. I saw that on Twitter.
That's scary. I know he's been released since, but that's scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
We saw it once, and
We did see that one.
a fight broke out because Mama got mad that her baby got knocked to bleep out.
Yeah, they had to. I don't know if we saw him on a stretcher. Did we see him on a stretcher? We definitely saw him get oxygen.
Oh gosh.
I saw a guy get hit in the ribs so hard this week though. He was down for like a good 2 minutes.
Oh no.
He was not getting up.
Body shots.
He was not getting up. He got hit right in the and we were like even because I was talking to with Chris Algieri and Paul Nunn, they were like, man, he's even down for a liver shot. He's down long. So we were wondering, like, did he break his ribs? I don't think he saw. I think he just took a liver shot and he was out.
Nice.
And they like brought him the stool and he goes,
No.
not yet.
I'm staying down.
Stay down here for a little bit.
That sucks.
I'm gonna stay down. So yeah.
Hunter said he had a dent in his head.
Oh man.
Action-packed weekend for you. Orlando, then Mother's Day.
Yep.
Fight this weekend.
Yeah.
Godfather.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I mean,
Still made it here.
It wasn't the Godfather wasn't that action packed.
Oh, it was action packed.
It was action packed.
Yes, because we played round 2 of Guess That Animal.
What?
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
Who ended up winning? Was it me?
No.
No.
I finally won.
Oh, Leroy's on a streak.
It was pretty good.
One.
He's one with the
Joe,
animal.
I'm telling you, it's so hard.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely was a less dramatic answer from Pat Riley this year. I got him to say the hell with him to the critics.
That was good. That was definitely good because
The old loving saying to hell with them.
You could have blown up the team, but you
I didn't blow up the team.
I felt like you were talking specifically about
The chat online.
Oh my
for the
goodness, it was
stream
crazy.
Was going in,
Well, I take exception
and everyone
to it.
was seeking you out. By the way,
I don't understand what people were seeking out though, because I am not a hard-hitting question guy. Sometimes I just bring things up that will make.
I love
people
how you
Or
can
sometimes
say
sometimes you're a rat.
with the
I'm not a rat. I'm not a rat nor a provocateur.
No, of course not.
Pat Jimmy Butler has said. Jimmy Butler said.
I'm saying that. It's an objectively good impression, but I don't like it.
No, he would be like, no, this is how he does it. Oh, no.
Compose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat. Talked to Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler said if he had played, that outcome would have been different.
I didn't talk. He said that.
When he said that, and I was wondering, what are your feelings on that? And do you think you're that close to beating somebody like Boston?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
First of all, you can't start off a question by being a snitch.
I'm just bringing up the topic. Snitch, not a snitch, dude. This wasn't, and then this wasn't snitchy. This was just asking a question about the current state of affairs.
The time between the rumors and Pat putting out the statement, any conversation between you and Pat or your agent and Pat about where things stand and where you're feeling on it?
Let me tell you what he thinks. Next. Let me tell you what he did. Let me tell you. Let me just put the look up there, Marcus. Marcos.
Marcus?
Sorry,
Wait, I got you.
Marcos.
I have the
Put it-
look.
okay.
I have the look.
You ready?
Yes.
You know what you did, Tobin.
What did I do?
That's how he looking at you. You know what you did.
That's how the whole team be looking at
Yeah,
you, boy.
Look. You
That's
know
not
what you
fair.
did.
The team does not look at me like that.
Really?
They don't look at me like that. I don't know why you guys think I have this like I'm a rabble rouser over there.
No, you got snitch-like behavior.
I don't have snitch behavior.
I'm gonna make my life's work.
Did you not report back to Pat with what?
What?
Did you not report to Pat what Jimmy said?
He already knew.
And why'd you have to bring it up? Why'd you have to say Pat? Jimmy said.
Just what's the difference? Why can't I ask him about that? What's the problem?
Because now Jimmy's a warrior.
May lead to the eventual collapse of the franchise.
You guys didn't want to pay him anyway. You're
And it
welcome.
was 30, and the team was 37 and 45.
That's Andrew Wiggins' fault.
Really?
Now we're out of the lottery. Great.
5 games below 500, and you came 37-42. Yeah, 5 games below 500 and no lottery pick.
You're 5 games below 500 against away from the microphone.
That's a way to put it on me.
Wow.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take the heat, but it don't take away from what you did. You're like Dormammu and the bad guy in what's the movie with the dude with the cape? Avengers. Doctor Strange, yeah.
Dude with the cape?
No, the guy at the end when he goes up in the world, Dormammu.
Yeah,
was his
Dormammu.
name. Right. That's who you like. An ender of worlds.
I'm not an ender of worlds.
Okay. Let me tell you, where are the Heat right now?
At the end.
Let's get Giannis, baby.
You mentioned a little bit about the narratives that have been out there. One of them was a lot of former players, talking heads on television, saying that the Heat way doesn't necessarily work anymore, that today's player doesn't want that. What have you thought about some of those things thrown out there, and do you think that it still relates to today's player?
It doesn't relate to me or us. It's a narrative put out there on the part of other people that don't know what it's like inside here. Working behind the scenes, there's 2 ways to do it. You can work behind the scenes and put in the time, and you can work behind the scenes and put in the work. There's 2 different things in there. And so our culture has been the way it has been since I got here. And at least that's how I look at it. Has it been adjusted in some way, shape, or form? Yes. And you have to for this generational player and for the league. But no, I'm proud of the culture. I'm proud of the environment that we have created over the years for everybody here inside who really know it, and for the people outside who don't really know it but want to comment on it because it's fashionable to comment on it and criticize it. The hell with them. We got a great culture. It hasn't been crushed, and just because there was some issues this year that were not culture oriented, they were player oriented. I'm talking about the Butler situation, whatever you want. Our culture is the same, and it's a work culture. I believe in that statement. I know you're going to throw up if I say it. Hardest working, best conditioned, most professional, unselfish, toughest, nastiest, disliked team in the league. About 4 of those things we weren't this year, and we have to adjust those. I'll never change my thoughts on that.
Hey, Dave South said it perfectly. Tobin telling Pat what other people said again. You can't stop. You can't stop. You follow it up.
What do you want, dude?
We just got in an argument about you reporting back to Pat what Jimmy said. You go, no, that's not how it went. And you follow it up playing a question where you do the same thing the next year.
It's been
with your shaky Billie Eilish voice.
Hold on. There's nothing shaky about it.
Yeah,
right?
outsiders.
Second of all, Kendrick Perkins then got on television mere a half hour later saying, "Shut up, old man. Get out of here." Nobody wants to play those ways. It's literally what everybody has been saying since thinking, "I don't think that's ways work anymore. Get out of here, old man."
Is any of them in this organization?
No, but that's the point. That's what the message is. There's nobody out there in this organization on television right now.
UD.
Yeah, but like UD's You know, everybody knows what he's doing. Like, he's in, he's out, now he's with Amazon. I can't keep up with you being on television.
Hey, here's what everybody said you're doing.
When you were a kid, were you always the one telling the parents what the kids were doing?
I'm not poking the bear, and I'm not an instigator.
Yep.
Is that
You
what
know
you
what?
were doing?
Now that I think about it,
Look at Jimmy.
now
Look
that
what he's doing.
I think about it, look at Jimmy. I think I got to be more careful around you when I talk about the business.
Yeah, watch out.
Talk about the
What?
company.
Watch
Yeah.
out for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a snitch.
Oh, the Heat would say otherwise.
He liked that answer. He's like, great, I get to tell somebody to go to hell. The old love telling people to go to hell.
Oh, so you're saying you were a facilitator in something that he already wanted to say?
I don't know. I think both of those times, I think it opened the door for him to say something he wanted to say. I don't think I didn't.
So
have
you
any-
look at it as you were basically obligated to point him in the right direction to say the things he wanted
I
to say.
wasn't obligated by anything. He says what he wants to say. I just was curious about his reaction about it.
Well, we'll see. Because next year, I mean, do you understand? As years go by, people are going to start looking at you and going back to the origins of when all these situations occurred. And it's going to come back to you.
Well, if they didn't want to pay Jimmy Butler, it seems like I just sped up what was inevitable. But Pat Riley said he had no regrets, so I think
No, but you speeded up what portion of it? Because the Heat were consistent with what they were going to do with Jimmy. It sped up Jimmy's.
I guess if you claim that he was angry, so angry that he could never play for Pat Riley again,
Yeah.
then I did. But I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm not responsible. Look, these
Of
are grown
course
men.
you would. Of course you wouldn't say
I'm
that.
not responsible
Nobody
for
wants the
words.
Heat of ruining a franchise on their back. I get that. So you're gonna deny. But you know deep down what happened.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't?
No.
You talked to Jimmy. Jimmy's no longer here.
Winked at me.
You talked to Pat. He had to write a apology or something, a response, because of all the heat they got from the question back then about the asterisk. Right? So yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't ask about an asterisk. He brought up that word. That's his fault. He's responsible for
Who
his
asked
words.
the question?
Yeah, I did.
You know, because sometimes let me get this straight. Let me say something. We have fighters on the show all the time, right? They never come into it wanting to cuss, right? They want to do they want to do the perfectly, professional, keep it moving type interview. Why do you always mention the guy they can't stand the most in all these fights? You're an instigator. You're a destroyer of worlds, right? And then when they cuss,
Destroyer of worlds.
It's very strong what you're saying.
and then when
Very strong what you're saying.
then when they cuss, you look at me and fist pump.
Yeah, it's fun.
See? You do it as a joke. Pat, he ruined the franchise and he's smiling.
Does Pat Riley give you funny faces like, it's this hooligan again?
I don't feel like he did give me a funny face.
Jimmy did, though.
Jimmy's giving me funny faces.
Right, because of your questions. So let me say.
He knows your trouble.
Solana didn't ask a question.
That's okay. Please. Like, it's hard to ask. He probably asked a question, but you couldn't hear it because he was on the other side.
He was very, very, he was dressed very nicely for the press conference. He looked professional.
I don't know what I'd ask Pat Riley. So.
See how you do that, Jennifer? See how I did that?
What do you put in your hair?
Nope.
I can't lie. I look, the first time when I did a Pat Riley interview, very nervous. When I was in his office,
what?
It's just, dude, he comes out, he has a secret door. Right? Like, he's like, you're sitting in the glass office, right? Lights are dimmed. Give me the music, Marcos.
Gotcha.
The lights are dimmed. And he just comes out of nowhere. And you're like, Where did you come from?
Does that sound come out also out of nowhere?
And then I'm like, Zach, can I ask you a question? And he says, I'm gonna wake up. I gotta take a break. All right, oh no is next.
WQAM invites you to salute a
Oh, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Play a little all right. Oh, no. Close things out. Oh, no. My all right goes to the Peaky Blinder himself. By order of the Peaky Blinders, Sam Bennett.
All right.
Big time goal. Big time move after Toronto wanted to banish him from his own country after you guys berated puppies, homeless puppies, Toronto, the lowest of low. Sam Bennett puts the Cats up 2-0, finishes off the Sergei Bobrovsky shutout. So Sam Bennett dealing with all the noise.
All right.
He gets my all right. He gets my all right. My oh no? Pains me to do this, but Sandman, I'll take you getting taken yard by the best of the best. But White Sox, dude, I know we were going up against Pope Mojo. 2 out of 3 of the White Sox guys. Ugh. Peter Bendix, too. You can't take a compliment.
No, you can't give him
a compliment. I try and give you your props, and then all of a sudden, you poop the bed.
He ain't pitching.
Ridiculous. What do you got, Leroy?
For my all right, Carter Verhaeghe.
Carter.
First, Florida Panthers.
No, I blame you guys because every time I hear his name now, I just hear that drop.
Why?
Yeah.
First, not our words.
First Florida Panther to score 30 goals in the playoffs.
Wow. Say it with your teeth.
And my oh no,
sorry,
goes to the Cleveland Cavs. Like, I mean, you're getting dump trucked.
Oh no! I gotta give an aside. All right, because he nailed this as it happened. And John Ramos just reminded me of this on Twitter. But Ty Jerome, these are his stats. Ty Jerome, these are his stats over the last 3 games for the Cavs: 3.7 points, 2.7 turnovers, 1 assist from Evan Siddery. 16% field goals. And Robbie said this as it was happening, and he nailed it. This is Bryn Forbes all over again. This guy killed the Heat.
Killed the Heat.
And he texted us, he goes, Bryn Forbes all over again. He nailed it. He said it. I'm like, wow. He's right.
Not even in the league now.
Ty Jerome flossed with the Miami Heat. And look at him now.
Whoa. Oh, no. Are you using that term correctly?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Anyway, J-Fig, you're all right. You're all no.
Well, my all right goes to, once again, another successful whiskey, stars, and cigars.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like we haven't touched that topic enough today, like we have in the past. No, not enough. It was a really good event.
You weren't here.
2 hours.
How much time do we got a pat on the back for the event? We did 2 segments on it.
Not enough.
All right. Well, great job, Whiskey Stars and Cigars.
Hey, you know why? Because her ass was getting drink tickets. You probably found one. You probably found one.
Wonder she liked
I didn't find one. My friend, however, did find like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, how much are they? Because I was done. By the way, tequila, kick rocks. Done.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
It was
It
like,
wasn't good.
yeah, and no good. No bueno on the tequila.
Anyway, my oh no goes to a Maxwell Domi. You're nice, buddy.
Oh,
You're nice. Trying to bulldoze our team. You don't touch our good boy captain.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy for real. Ekblad? I don't know about him, no surely. But
Ekblad is a good boy and handsome.
Handsome for sure. Handsome for sure.
I would say you're fine, Marcos. Just give a little warning.
This is gross, though.
It's not that I can't handle it. I just didn't like it. Sorry. There's a lot of options out there.
You're talking about tequila. I thought you were talking about
this. No,
Belal.
tequila. Talking about tequila.
Oh, God, this is so gross. I'm going to try to snip this picture. And in the meantime, I'm going to give my all right to Sergei Bobrovsky.
Reset.
Refocus.
Focus.
People doubted him. You know, obviously he's been giving up more.
It's so ridiculous to doubt this guy. 2 Stanley Cup runs. You guys are still doubting him? 2 runs. Yeah. And you guys are like, he's kind of old all of a sudden. Hey, maybe his defense cannot leave him out to dry every friggin' game.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Because let's be real about it. Were the Panthers playing like the Panthers?
No. We mentioned that.
Hey, there was a couple. I didn't realize he's the only guy with 2 shutouts. Guess what? They don't do it every game.
Oof.
Give a champion and a legend the respect he deserves. This is not some guy who's... You guys sit out here. You're crying about, oh, Jimmy, he's not here. This is a champion.
Oh,
give him the respect he deserves.
Yeah.
Hey,
hoisted Lord Stanley.
Yeah.
You know he's going to send this to Bob, right?
He's focused. He is focused. I'm trying to get this photo up here, but unfortunately it's not cooperating appropriately.
Yeah,
Which is probably for the best.
You know what? Probably for the best. Just send people to the internet.
Belal Muhammad. Unfortunately, not only did he lose. This is so gross. You can look this up anywhere. You can catch it. Just Google anything. Dana White has posted the photos. Belal Muhammad broke his nose, cracked his orbital bone, and from this disgusting picture here, split his lip.
A la Robbie Lawler.
Ugh.
So Robbie won his fight.
This is gross. The aftermath of this fight right now simply can only be described.
It was a brutal fight.
It looks brutal.
It was a brutal fight.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It was a brutal fight. All right. That is all right. And oh, no. Hey, want to let you guys know I've been handed an urgent message from Galen. The Panthers will host their official Game 5 watch party at the Baptist Health Iceplex. Fans can register to ice skate, enjoy giveaways, food, drinks, and mascot appearances while watching the game on screens around the facility. For more info, that can be found at BaptistHealthIceplex.com. But if you
had a mascot.
Yeah, did Bernie show up?
Yeah.
I think I missed Bernie.
I think
Bernie and the dance
For
were
like
there?
30 minutes.
Yeah.
I believe they were there.
That's nice of
They
them.
were there for a whole hour. Don't listen to Fig.
The Panthers official Game 5 watch party this Wednesday at Baptist Health Iceplex. Go register. It is free, but you have to register. I think it's free. It says it's free.
Yeah.
Go register, but you want more info on it, BaptistHealthIceplex.com. And you guys can ice skate, enjoy giveaways, food, drinks, and mascot appearances. Our favorite mascot, Frog Boy.
Yeah.
His foot barely works.
No, I'm mobile, dude.
You have gotten more hurt as the show went on because you tried to sprint back here for a segment.
I don't know why you made me run.
I didn't make you do anything.
I think he's doing things.
Yeah, but
I tried to tell him.
You
I tried
guys
to tell him when 5 years from now when he dragging that foot.
What
you know,
happens?
like,
when you
yeah,
cut off the
damaged the
lizard?
nerve. It didn't heal.
When you cut off a lizard's tail,
Yeah,
it regenerates.
you get it now.
But yours has literally not changed. It's only gotten puffier.
You get it now.
You're also not a lizard. You're a frog.
You get it.
You can't just keep saying that, and that's the answer.
You get it now.
We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah.
Jaden, damn you, Jaden, you're barking down the wrong tree.
What did I tell you about Aaron Ekblad? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, Jennifer.
Volcano.
I'm sorry, Ribbit. That's what I say every night.
So late you have to pick up me. You're laughing in my face.
Ribbit.
I see y'all when I see y'all.